I can just... Yeah. How are we doing? Do we have audio? Please tell me we have audio. Because I've been having fucking audio issues for the past, like, 2 weeks. Bio, do we have audio? Okay, good. 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 That's just what I wanted. Good to hear. I know, it's been like it has been almost 7 weeks since the last time I played Amber, give or take. That's ridiculous. That's what COVID does to you when you have, hospital levels of asthma. I was sick for 4 days, hospitalized for 1, for half a day, just so we could make sure everything was fine and I wasn't gonna, like, need to be put on a ventilator or anything. And then, 6.5 weeks of recovery. Joy. But yeah, now we're here. I never liked being a recluse, but only so much I can do. Things get bad. Suppose I could give it a try. Well, it's definitely a lot faster than I thought it would be. I don't know if I like that. That's definitely a lot different than what I'm used to. If I'm clearing my throat a lot, it's mostly because I have a shitload of phlegm. I see we have new
Hello.
people. Hello.
Hello.
Or just count myself as just visiting because I'm trying to get to know the various groups, and I know we all helped out at the meat rack. I don't think I saw you there.
No, I am.
She's not the fighting type.
Yes, I'm strictly a non-combatant.
Okay. I'm glad to know that we still have those in this wonderful reality of ours.
Yes. Well, you know, me and weapons, just, we don't really get along.
Oh. Looks like I'll probably never be visiting my workplace then, unless like I start selling radios or something.
Perhaps.
Hmm.
But, you know, I came down with something and didn't end up actually leaving my room much for the past few weeks.
Fair enough. Glad to see that you're out and about at least.
Yes, it's nice to be out of my room for once.
Not like the mini shut-ins that just happily sit in an office or their room all day.
Yes. You know, as much as I like the confines of my room up here, you know, sometimes forgetting about the fact that I'm, you know, in space.
Yeah.
You know, it gets boring.
First time really leaving the ground outside of a couple instances. No, I don't. I'm not sure I like space.
You know, I'm still getting used to
I
it.
don't like seeing Saphira turn into a dot.
I don't want to see what happens when you go into the commons area.
Why do you always have to think of the ideas that hurt me? I didn't do anything to you. Did I?
Hey, I'm feeling a lot better than I have been for a little while at least. You know, feeling good enough to at least leave my room.
Glad to hear it. So, what's going on here? Did you finally figure out how to use the car?
More so just finally figured to work up the courage and go ask to speak to y'all, considering I saw you at the meat rack and also saw you specifically in Oris, I think. You have the under your hand, right? Oh yeah, right, there's a sword too. I left my weapons at home because I figure if I'm walking into someone else's house, I shouldn't bring guns.
Unfortunately, I can't exactly do that. My gun is my arm.
Well, this is also, if I'm not mistaken, you're a member of this organization, so your house, your gun.
Same principle still applies. This is not my house. This is Hybris's house.
I don't think I've met her or seen of them. No, I haven't.
Sure. They're quite busy. A lot of meetings. I kind of
imagine.
Business. Is what it is.
Not sure where it went.
Behind the pillar here.
Oh, there.
You did it. There we go.
Yeah, I moved it forward and I just didn't see it anymore, but I turned.
Yeah, I know I'll have to tell them at some point. And I know you don't want me to.
Oh, do we lose it again, or?
Yeah, so.
Behind the pillar.
I'll get it.
You don't have to get up. I need to get up anyway. Ow, my back. Oh, shit.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, no, here it comes.
It just likes to take a while to work its way out.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm on to you.
I meant to go around, but it's. There we go.
Like that darn frog car in the meat rack.
We see those at the Lotus. Very strange.
Is that the Lotus too?
Yeah, I've seen like
What?
2 of them
Hey.
at a time.
Why would they let a car into a casino?
I'm not sure.
Because it's not a real
Question
car.
Yeah, if it's not a real car, I can see them letting it in.
Is he just running underneath it?
Sure.
Imagine he can
Don't do it.
got some pretty powerful legs.
do
if,
it.
Might be able to squeeze through, I don't know. Let's see.
I don't think there's enough room.
Yeah.
Thread the needle. Yeah, no, I don't think
His,
there's enough room.
his heels are turned and I won't be able to get through there. Now I need to try, so.
Alright, there you go.
Oh, wait. I just remembered how you're supposed to move with this.
How about I take this? Good luck.
Destruction.
That's the only way you can move.
Look, they're very
Jesus.
durable.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that's the case. We're chucking it around like that.
It's the only
So what are we
way.
doing? Trying to clear? What are we doing? Trying to clear landmines with this? Just chuck it. Walk 5 steps. Chuck it. Walk 5 steps. If it goes boom, you found something.
I don't think that's entirely what we're working with here. I would hope there's no landmines in the front hallway.
I would hope so. Neither, because of this. What in the world? Stop and smell the rose.
Yeah, there's roses there, and there's roses there. 'Cause sometimes it's nice to just stop and smell the roses. Sort of take a pause on life.
Oh, Jesus Christ! No.
Yep, it's
no,
moving.
That is not.
It's moving.
Yep, it's still moving.
It's moving.
That is not. That is not. That is not Earth. That is Earth. That is Earth.
Yeah,
That is Earth. That is.
it takes a little bit to get used to.
Nope. Just gonna. All right. If I walk into anyone, I'm sorry. Nope. Sorry. I'm not. I ain't. No. That's not. It's not normative.
Normative.
It's not
No,
normative.
it's not normative, but
Oh wait, I figured out how you can look with this. I forgot. You just pull the you pull the 60. You know.
you could have saved the entire time of having to throw it and then walk 5 steps.
Wait, what happened?
They found the safety thingy.
Yes.
Yeah, I found the safety thing to let me walk while holding it.
What in the? Oh, I see. We just have the demon book here.
The
Well,
demon
see, I'm not
book.
doing
The
Yeah.
demon
The
book.
random-
I mean, we have several books.
We have a lot of books right behind you.
I'm about to say
I don't know if I would call
honestly,
8 books a lot, but it's a good assortment. At least to get you started.
I mean, it's a lot more than one.
It is more than one. It's 8 times more than one.
It is 8 times
Exactly.
as many.
Therefore, it's a lot more than one.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
Mathematically speaking.
I feel like you're just gonna be like, I wish I was stuck in my room again.
No, I had to come out at some point, other than sneaking out for food in the middle of the night.
In a
So that
hazmat
was
suit.
you I heard rummaging around.
You know, it might have been. I do get hungry at times.
Food? Well, you don't need food. You need
With the
food.
just,
shores,
you know,
they
You know,
have the
contrary to
occasional
popular belief, I do need food. I do
midnight
eat.
raid on the pantry.
Ask for delivery.
Yeah, I could ask for delivery, but then, you know, that's just me being lazy. If I just laid in my bed for,
You were
you know,
sick.
for weeks.
You were sick.
I know I was
It's not-
sick.
It's not laziness.
I mean, I kind of did hibernate for a little bit.
Oh. Not you.
Fair.
You know, you get kind of hungry after you nap for like 14, 15
Couple
days. It's definitely longer than a couple.
What?
Yeah.
They did say hibernate.
Yeah.
Fair.
Hmm.
Well, as long as
You
you are
realize that
able to eat as much as you needed, then you stayed healthy.
Yes. You know, I ate what I felt was appropriate without taking too much.
Fair.
Okay. I mean, if you want more, there's always more. We restock every week.
Yeah. Just, you know, sometimes they eat for more than one.
Have you met Asura?
No, I haven't, but you know, I have been seeing the chaos that has ensued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you know, it's fine. We order more than enough. We're well within your bounds to eat whatever you
Dietary.
want.
Dietary requirements.
Yes, dietary requirements.
I think her entire connection to the universe had perished with her, so.
Oh no.
Yeah. Her little symbol on my phone is showing I don't have a connection to her, so.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
oh,
I'm sure she shall return in due time.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Just about to say hopefully.
Hopefully they're not lost forever. That would be terrible.
I will not let the fucks kidnap her.
No, because then we have to go on a mission to find them.
yeah. I can actually fight the flux here.
We try very hard. There are two.
I mean,
Yeah.
initially when I
Routinely
went to
kicks
Lotus all the
My
time,
ass to somewhere very cold.
It's a war of attrition. Sometimes we win, sometimes we don't. It is pretty back and forth. No.
Yeah.
I'm
I've
losing
managed
constantly.
to
I'm
defeat
not
it
even
mostly.
gonna. I'm not even gonna pretend otherwise. I am losing constantly.
It's not good.
I lose on the rare occasion now, but I've beat it into submission from having to leave and come back from the Lotus so many times back in the day. It was getting to the point where I was just going, Adrian, just get me a custom bracelet because I'll even come back so many times.
Oh. Custom-made piece of equipment there. That was pretty nice.
Well, they never did, but would have been funny. Just, you know, bracelet.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'd enter the Lotus, I'd be there for like 15, 20 minutes, and then I'd end up going over and, yeah, I need to step out real quick. I'll be back, like, in a minute or two. And I'd repeat about 5 or 6 times through the night. And every time I left, I'll be like, I'll be right back. I need to go punch the flux. So it seems to have worked. It doesn't bother me much anymore.
You just punched it enough till it was like, okay, I know not to mess with you anymore. You've made your point.
I've lost enough teeth. Thank you.
Walk up to it, just throw your glove at it. Alright. The gauntlet is thrown. How about you then?
I have a
and me,
rusty
Flux.
sword. I'll just start shanking it in its liver. That ought to fix the problem. If the sword don't get it, the tetanus will.
You gotta make sure it's dull as well.
Yes.
It
Or
does
better yet,
have a stabbing end.
a rusty spoon.
I imagine was at the meat rack somewhere. Maybe.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
most likely one.
as much as I
I've never seen
don't
a sword
like,
so
you know,
forward with
fighting and confrontations, a sword says one thing, a rusty spoon sends another message entirely.
They get to their after life. So how'd you die? Or rusty
proves
spoon?
that you're. I don't know. You stick enough rusty spoons and forks around a pipe bomb, and suddenly it's not so impossible to die from one.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
To be fair, you could say that about anything, though. You can die from
Yes.
a tree.
Yes.
Have you ever made a pipe bomb with teddy bears? I know. I reckon somewhere here someone has. Does it work?
You can get killed by a button.
Are you literally trying to kill someone with kindness?
Never considered that. It's a shame it didn't, considering their unfortunate absence now with the zombies.
Yes,
What a
I heard
shame.
about that.
I'll miss those.
I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that.
Yes.
I'll
It was
so
very fun being kidnapped
absolutely miss their
repeatedly.
presence. And the fact that I'd hit them with a 2x4. Hence my reputation as the only person I know of that has killed zombies with a wooden board.
Would that make you chairman of the board?
No, it made me wielder of the God Slayer in the meat rack.
Oh,
I was nicknamed
Because
the
I
Beans
named
of
it the
Steel.
God Slayer because I couldn't find any gods, despite the fact I've been promised that there were some just walking around. Not a one.
You usually are.
sorry, do you have like a vendetta against gods?
You seemed lost.
Quite the opposite. It's just more the fact that I can't seem to find one. I'm just. My
Wel-
existence is just
welcome back.
invalidating the constant
Okay.
criticism of others.
It's fine. Nothing happened.
What just happened?
He
Nothing
I
happened.
came
saw
through the
him
door,
first
acted
spin
like
in
the
a
car,
circle, and
went
then he
back to
just
the door,
started
and then
walking.
came.
Yes, carrying something, it would appear.
I didn't like insult him, did I? Did I accidentally?
No.
Is he a
I-
No, I don't
don't-
think
so.
No.
No, he's not
No.
a god. He worships a god, I'm sure.
I mean, I do as well, though. Considering everyone else's god seems to give favors, mine seems to kind of been jipping me as of late. So
I don't.
Seems like you might need to have a heart-to-heart with God.
damn, you're a chaplain
The only
as
thing-
well as a technology guy.
No, I'm just a dude in a suit.
Technology guy. Sure. I'm like. I guess a technology guy if my technology is the rusty spoons to the laser hands.
So there's lots of pizza that I just brought me, and Yeah, I kicked the door open and then I almost dropped it, so I had to spin to refocus the stack. There's about 6 of them that the shrine gave me when I left. Yeah.
Ah.
Look, honestly, mockery aside, it worked. So, who are we to judge you? It worked.
And it was entertaining, so we
Mm-hmm.
Balance is key, as they've been taught.
Yes.
yeah.
Still can't believe you lied. You said nothing happened.
Nothing did happen.
Can't believe
If
you
something
didn't.
had happened, I would have dropped them, but nothing happened, so technically nothing did happen.
Fair.
It's my story, I'm sticking with it. Hmm?
I like it.
I require my lawyer now. Thank you.
But it's
Why do we need
it's technically the
lawyers?
truth.
It's not a lie if you tell neither the truth or a lie. So if someone says you need to tell me the truth, and if you don't tell me the truth, you will die. You just so where are they? And you just go, well, I can either tell you, I can tell you where they might not be, or where they could possibly not be, but where they possibly might maybe not be.
At that
That way.
point, I just get annoyed with you and just give a more terse and direct question.
I could tell you where they might possibly may have been, but not have been.
At one point in
Might be able
time.
to possibly
But once
not
they're-
find them here.
Never mind.
Yes.
I
It's the
don't
perfect
need to do
defense. You confuse the shit
Schrodinger's
out of the person
military
asking you.
intelligence.
Yes.
So you confuse them so much that they
If I
just
do
don't
not
ask
witness the
questions
target,
anymore.
do they cease to exist?
As Dakota
That's why you
does.
don't do time things. You don't do time things because a
Yes,
particle
that's true.
observed that previously was not observed changes its state.
Also, you're
You know, that makes sense.
out and about
so
now.
you're-
That's
okay,
good to
you're-
see.
You're
Yes.
talking actual science.
Yes. So if I see somebody doing time manipulation stuff, I'll probably just shoot them.
Proud of you.
I prefer
Probably
to
just run
continue
away.
living.
Don't do that. Just
The
stop.
the
them from
cosmos
doing
will
it.
handle it themselves. It's fine, eventually.
But that's what the cosmos did.
But that's the thing.
Or if the
If they
comics
mess with
said
time
anything,
around
We're
me,
getting
it will
theoretical.
correct it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we're getting theoretical about this and we're talking about time in the sense that time is always linear, if the event that took place in them trying to manipulate time took place in the same linear path of time, doesn't that mean that nothing actually ever changed because it was always going to be an event where they tried to manipulate time?
Yes.
I didn't read enough comics as a kid to understand this shit. I'm sorry. What?
It's okay, I own a comic shop.
This is my head. This is what you said.
I mean, I can lend you a comic book or two. if you want.
Or what if it created a branching alternate pathway?
Oh boy.
I mean, that's one theory, but I think that's if I'm not mistaken. I didn't study string theory, but I think that's string theory if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's basically
Now we're
what
doing
I just think, you know-
interstate time travel, not just
If you make a
highway
change,
time
it
travel.
alters everything else. Like a ripple, a stone falling into water.
Mhm. All in all, don't do anything in regards to time. Just be happy with the time that you're
Yeah,
in.
just leave time alone.
Exactly. Appreciate the time you
If you're
have.
gonna
Leave
do it,
time
do
and
it in
souls
another galaxy
alone.
away
We'll
from
go
me.
forward.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to be the result of. I don't want to be part of the universe going, hey, you fucked with time by the way, slap.
That and don't
I'll
stick your
observe
head
it,
into
I don't wanna
rifts.
be-
Yeah.
Except I don't think it'd be much of a slap. I think it'd be more of a drop a meteor on your head type situation.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
The Earth is to my left. I'm pretty
It's
sure
actually above
for the
you.
universe, a meteor isn't even
Yeah.
a slap.
I mean, yeah. Well, in all technicality, actually, it's
Let me
both.
just explode a star on you.
Would you like me to? I can.
Please don't.
No.
That might
What the
actually
f-
summon the universe.
You can offer that.
That might actually summon the universe, and I don't want to have to deal with that today.
Yeah.
Alright.
I
We do have ejection pods, though. We could just launch somebody into a
It's
star.
fine. That's my line of
Yeah,
thought.
but I don't know if I want to deal with that either, because that's paperwork.
Yeah, that's a lot of paperwork.
Oh, you know
I
what? You're
don't
right.
wanna
I'm not
deal
doing
with
that paperwork.
because I don't want to throw shit at the sun.
I'm not doing the
I don't
paperwork
really
either.
wanna put that paperwork on Dr. Kennedy, so therefore, that's just not happening.
And you say blowing up a star system would attract the universe's attention, but my people do it all the time.
Yeah, sometimes people put waste and refuse into the stars. Yeah, burns it right up.
It's not our fault they decided to consume literal planets, so we removed their star systems.
You know, for the pure and simple fact that they have not stepped out and been like, "Yo, why you doing that?" They may have already been like, "This needs to go," and then you just kind of did the job for them.
Yeah. We've kind of just
True.
kind of noticed that
They're
we've ended up
cosmic elements of
being-
destruction in the form of a
yeah.
very
We've ended up being
not-
the universe's backhand to certain things.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
there it is. Cosmic balance in the form of like a yay high. I forget what you called your species.
I'm an Anubian.
Aluminiums.
An Anubian.
An Anubian, yes.
Yay high and killing everything.
We don't kill everything. We just kill the things that decide to stab us in the back after we go, wanna be friends?
Well, I guess detonating
Yeah,
a sun on
Yeah,
someone would
that's-
kill them. I
That's
would
reasonable.
And it's like, this other species of the Confederacy have said, nothing would happen if people would stop messing with us. My race is completely content playing in our little sandbox right where we are, and someone comes around and just kicks us in the side of the head and goes, "Oh, nothing bad will happen," and then we proceed to shiv them.
With the blade that you hid in the sand.
Yes.
Hmm.
And then they're surprised when we get up and cut their leg off.
Surprise,
So,
surprise.
I didn't
This
expect
just
repercussions.
back home so much simpler. I just had
Yes, galactic
with
politics are quite
raiders
complicated.
and slavers.
Yes, it sounds like it's very complicated. I mean, you've explained it to me before, and it's, it's not that complicated. It's easy enough to understand, but, it's
It's-
far more complex
Yeah, I
than,
guess you can.
normal politics might be.
Yeah, you can look at it in the way of it's the same as planetary governments, just on a larger scale involving solar systems. And part of a galactic arc. It's just larger space.
Most agree to leave places to their own devices unless they reach out. Which is nice.
That's how my people are. We're like, hey, you do your own thing. As long as, you're not releasing bioweapons on people, we don't care. You do your thing,
What if we
we'll
just
do our
blew
thing,
up
we can be
our own
friends.
planet while you were just chilling?
We'd go, oh, that's sad. I mean, we'd
Would
probably
it not
help
be
you,
here where you do that?
Yes. If we saw you blow up your own planet, we would come over and go, hey, survivors, here's a new planet. Please don't do that again.
Hopefully you killed
Because
off
our
all the
people
dumb
are
ones this
Yes.
time.
actually decent.
Yes. We hope you've learned from your mistake. Please don't do it again.
No, if anything, we got worse when we did that. So I don't think that would work, sadly.
Well, I guess it depends on how bad the planet is. If it's nuclear, we can help clean it up and, hope that you learn from your lesson.
Also depends on the reasons why.
Mm.
I know a place
Like,
that
we can clean up glass.
Nothing really
partially
changed.
glassed, but
Yes, time magic
Hmm.
forbidden. Time
There's a-
magic is always forbidden.
rubble and a divot where that main city was.
yeah.
It was a lesson learned. At least to the ones who remember.
Unless there's so little that survives that there's no one to really remember the lesson in the first place. And that just becomes the new
Unfortunately, that
norm.
was partial the reason.
That's, I mean, my people's history are
But
kind of the
it was
same.
also expected.
Like we had a long bloody history before, and then we got attacked by one race, which as a result we lost a lot of history. So we've had to try and reconstruct it. It's like there was the Age of Paranoia, as it was called, and then there was the glassing of our homeworld. Not full glassing, partial glassing.
How
just
did
done
that
a bit
work,
differently.
though? Are they all just small, adorable, and gold and black? Like, it's not really, scary.
I am my species.
So do
We
they
may
all have
not look-
different, style markings like that?
So the markings designate, I guess, what you would call nobility, or how high-blooded you are, as it were. The more elaborate, the more pure your blood is, I guess you could say.
Okay. So,
Is
but they
our blood.
all similar types. So, some would only be born with, say, gold around their eyes, or maybe their ears.
Oh, like design? No, it varies between individuals.
Okay.
Some of the markers are kind of the same. Some believe that the type of marking is also even more of a designation. Because you can have somebody with a lot of just random markings on them, but then next to me or somebody similar with elaborate but very defined markings and symbols, they would be kind of elevated a bit more. This would probably, in the long
Yes,
lines
Eva,
of the
they are
religious
very
cause.
interesting. No, they're not food.
Alright, I follow.
You've known they're not food. I know you're hungry.
It's like,
I
think my
still
family
stand by it,
was-
though.
I do smell the
What's
pizza,
tallest
yes.
that your race gets?
I'm average.
So, maybe
We
about
can
a
have
foot taller,
pizza
maybe,
later.
at most.
Yeah, they're really big.
See, how could anybody have a beef with... They're adorable.
Yes.
Because they see dumb canine species just happily playing in the sand and decided, hey, we want your stuff.
Alright, fair enough.
And then they come over and slap us, so we hit them with a C+ hammer. That's fine. And then they go, oh.
Fair enough.
We
So
should
you
have
want
done
lesson
this."
learned?
And then they become friends. Every species that is a part of the Confederacy has attacked us, except one, which was the very first other species.
Seems like they probably watched somebody attack you and learned from that.
No, we helped them. Their world was dying. So what we designed to help our world, because we were dealing with what's the word? Basically, the fauna turned extremely aggressive and spread very quickly, and we had developed a system to combat it. And then we met them, and their planet was dying from excessive industrialization. So we reversed that and we cleaned their planet up. And then they proceeded to, and they were about to help us with our planet, and then we got attacked. By
Gotcha.
some bug people. They proceeded to melt.
Yes,
my
they do
body.
get attacked quite a lot. Yes. Yes, I do believe it's because they're
So
small and
luckily,
cute.
The whole ecosystem repair thing came in handy because it also dealt with.
Yes, they look cute and unassuming. Yes, that is accurate. Eva.
Well, these
Win-win.
things fix themselves a little bit over time.
Yeah. I was like, and I think they also kept some scars on their planet because, as a reminder, just like we did, We have the Great Glass Sea, as we call it. It was a massive desert. So we just left it glass. There's some other spots that still have glass in it, and you can still find little glass shards on beaches. Can't forget the past.
Jesus.
Yes, can't forget the past even if you may try to.
Now, you don't want to get that stuck in someone's foot, though.
I mean, it's just glass.
I don't think it's really a tourist attraction.
No.
The Great
Definitely not.
Glass Lake, or the Great Glass. I already lost what I called it.
No, I'm talking about the beaches.
Oh yeah, the beaches. I mean, they're all smooth and rounded because it happened several thousand years ago.
Oh, okay.
I think it was about 5,000 years ago. Yeah, that sounds about right. Nice. Yeah. So it's. I mean, unless you chip it off, then yeah, then obviously it'll be sharp.
Interesting.
I won't go too
That's a
much
lot of
into
time.
my people's history because it's just kind of dark and sad and depressing. At least all the footnotes.
It happens sometimes. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure there was years of prosperity though mixed in.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of I mean, there's a lot of lost technology that we're rediscovering from pre-glassing, which were like, how did you manage to do this? And then our creators were just like, hit it with a hammer, it'll eventually work.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Percussive maintenance wins again.
And it's
No
like,
problem.
they didn't believe in things being impossible, so they just kept trying until it somehow worked. And of course, all that information was lost from the glassing, so we kind of have to go, how?
I mean, there's no reverse engineering what they've done.
Yeah, there is, but our metallurgy is far more advanced than 5,000 years ago, so it's a bit tough. Because we're stuck in thinking of modern ways. So, modern materials, and it's like, some stuff we'd have to create the exact same way it was created back then, otherwise it wouldn't work, because we can create more refined things. So we'd have to kind of go through the same exact process how they would have created it. Otherwise the molecular structure would have been different and things would have reacted.
Having to relearn to make like the bronze arrowhead when you have a railgun or something.
Kind of. Think of it like... Imagine you're used to this, since this is... I suppose this is all just Hybris's
This is all
being.
Hybris's home.
So think of this, but then you're going back to literally a room-sized computer just to do calculations. It's a bit
You
hard
have
to
to
go
work
from...
backwards.
It's
Yeah.
hard to go from, a phone that you can literally just, the size of your fingernail and that you can access through your brain, to the room-sized computer.
You can do that.
You can?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you can?
I have.
I just have this thing I stole from a scrapper.
There's implants that you can get, but they're expensive.
Yeah. Very
Yeah, I
expensive.
have, with my people, it's standard. Like, everybody has implants. It's like the base of interactions and whatnot. Because I know some people have said, oh, we need, I'll put on a headset and virtual stuff. We don't need to do that. It's part of an implant.
Yeah, there's like special lenses or something like that, glasses, so that way you can walk down the street but not have to look at a phone. It'll tell you where you're going.
Yeah,
That's what I have.
Like a
Isn't it like, yeah, yours and
display,
Slade's
I
has that?
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine just
Well, I just
interfaces
use
and
contacts.
affects the brain directly.
Right. And Theo was talking about that somewhat, I think. Isn't his eye, like, completely like that?
His eye is completely like that. Mine is a contact lens.
Mine just straight to the brain, so I don't have anything.
Just a thought
I mean,
process,
I
right?
guess
You
it's
just
not
think it.
necessarily straight to the brain, but
I don't have to have like a
No,
system like
I don't
lenses
think
or
we'll be
glasses
getting
or
any of
anything. I
those.
just
you just
can bring
perceive
it up in my sight.
No, implants
Yeah.
don't
Like,
necessarily
people
seem
that
like
don't
something
originally
either of
have
us
the
would
implant
enjoy.
obviously take time to learn how to use it, because it's explained like you're learning how to use a new muscle that you haven't used before.
so those
And you don't know
who
where it's at.
have the implant later in life, does that not place a greater strain on their eyes?
No, I haven't heard of it. It just takes time to learn how to manipulate it fully.
Okay.
Of course, I grew up with them, so. And then
Not to
there's
mention, I'm not
there's different
entirely
types.
sure
There's
how
the
it works when
civilian
two
and
of
so on and
us,
so forth, and then there's
two of us share the
different
same
grades of
thing.
military.
Hmm.
So they all have different capacity for processing and speed.
How large are these chips? Are they like the size of my index finger? Or...
I think so. I'm not too sure. That's a
Well,
bit.
maybe
That's
not
more
this
of a
index
medical.
finger, but like maybe like this index finger.
Yeah, they're not too big.
That's like
We very heavily use nanites, so such small.
Yep. that makes sense.
We like if I were to have my actual power armor suit there, and I get injured, there would be nanites flowing inside my suit to stabilize the wound.
Jesus.
And some of our most of our planets, at least all the developed ones, there's what we call the soup in the atmosphere, which is just the atmosphere is filled with nanites to protect, mainly to protect against the bioweapons.
Wow.
Because if you drop a bioweapon into the atmosphere, the nanites would
Atmospheric soup. I mean, I suppose that's an
neutralize it before it can do anything.
accurate way of portraying it, but it just reminds me of really
Very
thick
protection
fog.
against high-grade electrical storms, lightning of any sort, electromagnetic fields, things like that.
Nanites seem to handle it fine. I think that was an issue back in the day, but I don't recall any issues with EM interference. I mean, there's obviously jamming that can affect them, so they can't really do what they're trying to do. But they're pretty hard to jam.
Gotcha. Okay. No, I'm just asking because all of this is really interesting.
No, it's fine. So it's the finer details. I know bits and pieces. I can't say exactly. My skills are more. I can utilize stuff. For example, yes, I can technically hack a computer, but don't expect any information. That's because I have a program that I can utilize that will hack the computer, but the result will be you will now have a paperweight.
Oh.
That's all it's good for.
Okay.
Yes,
Like
Keep that in,
a lot of this is, it's a bit much for me as well.
keep that in mind.
You know, doctor of medicine, different
Are
type
we-
of medicine.
all the wars my people have gone through, we actually are pretty good and have a pretty good idea of.
Granted, you were there
what to
the entire
expect
time
and how
too,
to defend
so
against things. Obviously, of course, electronic warfare, for one, is always a very dangerous thing, so we know how to deal with it. And, well, everything else, which is
I'm gonna drop off some paperwork.
have fun. And then, of course, bioweapons, we're always keeping an eye on that sort of thing. And planet crackers and all sorts of other fun things.
Sorry, you said planet crackers?
Yeah, where people have planet crackers and what we call nova sparks, which are the lovely things that just say goodbye to your solar system.
Yeah, I thought
Okay, then.
Severo was bad.
Welcome to intergalactic war between advanced civilizations.
Yeah, I think I'll stick
And
to
I'm-
fighting the guys with lawnmower blades tied to sticks.
Yeah, I'm glad we're on the lower end of the scale. We don't
I mean-
register.
Well, obviously we try to, avoid the whole cracking planets and removal and nova sparking solar systems.
Yeah, the last time we were in anything
Wow.
like that, it was
Uh,
spears and
'Cause
bows and
obviously,
arrows.
Previously, we
Magic.
had some issues. Like I said, our history is a bit bumpy. Like we had the Age of Paranoia, but then we got attacked. But then we had I'm blanking on the name, but basically it was a lot of since our population was hit so hard, it was very, authoritarian and extreme. So, I think it was about around then is where the several planets of our own kind of got hit. Because there was groups, factions fighting each other. But now we have everything in order. Mostly.
Never have it totally in
Reasonable.
order, can you?
we get it in order and then something proceeds to show up and punch us. So then things kind of get out of whack again.
It's like you finish
seems
stacking
to
the
be-
dominoes and you're like, oh, look at the pretty array. And then somebody's like,
Once again, the fuzzy canines are just happy playing with their toys, and something goes, oh look, kick.
That sounds
That seems to be a consistent thing. I think the most recent thing was this race that we've been unbeaten for 100,000 years. And our technology is proven and unchanged because it's the best that it has been. This is the top model. It is about 50,000 years old, but is the most proven model. You can expect
50,000, just casually older
yeah,
by
it's only
magnitudes in the
50,000
recorded
years
history
old.
of humanity. Whatever.
And basically, they're the type where if they kind of prey on their primitives, they go, oh, radio transmission, hi, yeah, your planet belonged to this corporation that totally paid for it, like, about, 10,000 years ago, before your civilization even was around.
Kind of amazed they even lasted.
You could have, let us know that you were here before the deal went through, but you didn't. So sadly, now you belong to this organization.
See, and then
That's-
that's how wars get started.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's how they were, and then they met us, and we didn't conform to their ideal of life. And superiority complex. Oh, your civilization is only.
Yeah, I imagine that was one of the shorter wars.
Yeah, they definitely didn't expect it, because like I said, we haven't been beaten in so many thousands of years, and your civilization He's only been around for like 10,000. We can totally slap you. Why did my fleet just get obliterated by 5 ships?
Ah, yes. Arrogance. You know, you used to have a lot of that, Evo.
I was about to say, we
I
unfortunately
mean, you're a lot
have
better
a
about it now.
stagnancy issue because it's difficult to innovate when you're in subsistence mode, but they didn't really have that problem. They just kind of seem to have a thumb up their ass. So good on them, I suppose. I hope they welcome their time in the Confederacy.
Well, in during the war, of course, we ended up freeing a whole lot of, you know, subservient species, which, you know, ended up joining, and some wanted to be on their own because, you know, they were the kicking bags of this group for so long, and we're like, okay, yeah, no worries. It is your planet. You do what you want. Here is your little zone of space. Have fun. If you need us, we're around.
Like putting a child in a playpen.
Hands off approach.
I have a feeling that pizza's just sitting there getting cold.
No, there's warmers on
Before
the
it gets cold.
top. Yeah, there's 4 boxes on the all by the fridge.
Cool.
There should be drinks in the fridge still too. You're more
Actually,
than
can
welcome to get some too.
am I allowed to?
Yeah, feel free.
Am I allowed to get any considering I'm
Yes.
new?
You're a guest here. You
You didn't
can
take any
think
of the
I've
root beer,
met
did
yeah.
you?
Just as long as there's nothing that's
No.
labeled.
No. Root beer's still
No,
there.
She
I
will
have not.
be returning it.
Root beer's still there. Yeah, I don't really drink that.
Don't touch the root beer.
I'm more of a tea.
It's a heads up. Just don't touch the root beer.
Oh, that root beer. Yes, no, Miss Cyrus explained that one. Yeah.
Darcy will not
Special
be returning. She's
occasion.
really, forcibly summoned after she managed to survive the flux, so she will not be back today, unfortunately.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
She stopped by for a little while? Or is she staying here?
Yeah,
I don't know if she decided to.
I think she's staying here now. She has her own apartment though, so I guess sort of. She's a new recruit, she said. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, she has the option to, but she did say she had an
Hiya,
apartment. I just didn't
Faze.
know if it was something she
Finally
constantly
having
stays at, or
RP
she
again
was already
after
up here,
7
she
weeks.
stayed. I know she was
Yeah,
asleep in the
she-
garden a few days ago.
Yeah, I think the last time I visited, she was asleep in the garden when I came in, and ended up walking, and it was the end of the night, so I ended up just walking her to her room, and we chatted a bit where in the room she stayed, so. I think I ended up staying that night too.
Yeah. If you're ever too tired to go back to your ship, by all means, just grab one of the empty rooms.
Yeah. I think she was like new place kind of thing, so I just ended up staying with her so then she was comfortable. What she wanted, so I was like, "Yeah, I don't mind staying. I had nothing to do.
Oh my god, this is beautiful.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of different boxes. I don't know exactly what was there. They kind of gave it to me when I was leaving.
I mean, free food is always good food, usually.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't really have payment on the shrines, so they pay me other ways.
I mean, I wouldn't complain. It's like, hey,
Exactly,
I don't
yes.
have to-
Saves me money, technically.
Yes.
I don't have to buy it.
Especially if you were, if you were going to get paid in money and then spend that money to get food anyway.
Yeah.
It would probably be a lot less pizzas, too.
I mean, it saves me having to use any mass to make food, so which generally isn't an issue anyways.
How's your paperwork coming along?
It's... I took what I could back to my room,
Little
so at
backed up.
least I could get some of it worked through, but
Back in the kitchen.
yeah, a little bit backed up.
Well, whatever files that you need, I'm pretty sure you can just ask Miss Hybris to forward them to you.
Yes.
If you don't want to have to keep getting back up. Yeah, still taking it easy though?
Well, I'm trying my best to, but at some point, I have to get up and move around.
True. Well, if I'm around and I can help, just let me know. With all the new recruits coming in, though, it's gonna be an interesting mess of assignments currently going in and out.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially with all of the radio traffic that Miss Hybris is getting as of late.
Oh dear. It's gonna be a real doozy.
Cheddar?
She gets lots of requests. Some she has to send us out. Some she has to wait and see if there are available assets to even use. Or if it's worth it. Sometimes they get reports in and it's not something we want to get involved in. It can be way too messy otherwise. It's something that was started for a wrong reason and us helping would only make things worse.
Aggravate the situation.
Yes.
So we have to pick and choose.
Understandable.
Like a
I mean-
random city fire? Cool, we'll send our agents down right away and deal with it. Collapsed
Yeah.
buildings, yep. Natural disasters, efforts like that. Giant beasts roaming around that shouldn't be, put them back where they belong.
Kaiju's
I feel
however.
like we'll be working together a bit because, like I said before, the thing that I'm trying to do isn't pirates, smugglers, but I mean it's also going to be helping with disasters, other zombie invasions.
What kind of... Wait, pirates from where though? Like, sea pirates?
No,
Like space pirates.
yes,
I thought those were just in the movies that Val and Soda were watching.
No, we literally have space pirates that have tried to board this station.
Oh, delightful.
I thought it was just a crazy man.
No!
Oh, so it's like an actual practice? Like, it's not just like one weird people every now and then?
Yes!
Look, I don't know, there's a lot out there, I don't know how far it
Probably
goes.
a piracy with the space station.
well, I mean a pirate would look at this and go, hey, that's a nice salvage right there. I could sell all of this computer stuff for a very good price.
I want to see an entire space station like the cathedral be a pirate ship.
Where do you
Do you know how many people would
I
be
don't.
working that?
I
Do you know how many
don't.
people would be on that? It'd be like an entire
They could
army,
easily-
but of pirates.
Yeah, you know what? And then they'd probably look at you and say, part of the ship, part of the crew.
It's a valid point.
True.
Like, I've done anti-pirate stuff as well when I served, and you get the range of they just want the precious things that are on board to they're gonna scrap it to we're gonna hold the planet hostage, otherwise we're gonna push this out of orbit into the planet. So pirates. Pirate
Ironically
and
enough,
terrorist is kind
Fair
of the
enough.
same thing.
oddly relatable in terms of
Pirates, space
motivations.
marauders.
just diff-
Yeah,
What's the difference?
Mhm.
that's what I'm trying to help.
Yeah,
with,
ironically enough,
is-
it's
is
pretty much
set up
we
that-
want what the village has to. We'll hold the village hostage if they don't give us, their cows, or their water, or their people.
Yeah, then
Seems
they
like
give him the
same
village
thing,
idiot,
different
and the
day.
village idiot becomes the hero.
No, I think they cannibalized the village idiot.
Oh well, you're watching the wrong movies.
That was my life.
Sorry to hear.
I don't think my life's a movie.
You know, I don't think my life's a video game, but here we are.
You never do until it happens.
For sure, my life would make an interesting fucking movie.
Technically, I could be, but I throw boulders at people instead of barrels like the game that Percy gave me.
Please don't throw those.
Yeah,
at me.
I think our
Should
life
be my
would
weakness.
make a pretty good gotcha game. I'm not gonna lie.
I think
What
it's.
is
Could you
that?
imagine if Aegis had a
What the
gotcha?
fuck?
Oh gosh.
You know, I've been thinking about making trading cards though, for all the agents.
Ooh, that would work. That would actually be really sick. I'd be down for
And
that.
they're talking Hamsky level madness. Okay.
Why are we? Wait, hold on. Wait, what are you talking about?
Now, would
You're
we have
making trading
alternates
cards
for
with
the
yourselves?
offices? Yeah. Would
mean,
we have
why
alternate
not?
cards for the offices, like shiny officer cards, where it's like on the field and
I
then
feel
off
like
the field?
I feel like you'd have like a regular version, right? Like the regular art, and then you'd have an alternate art that's like super
No.
shiny for everybody.
Hmm.
And you'd have to buy like a certain number of packs. It'd be like a certain percentage chance of you getting that shiny version or that shiny variant. There's no
Her
guarantee that
shiny
you get
versions.
one age
you
or
just,
another.
now, do we make them like just trading cards, like collectibles, or we make them like attack and support and like just have fun with them?
I mean, it depends on what you want to do. That this is your concept.
Hmm.
It's true. You kind of did say it.
I was told to get a hobby. I was told to get a hobby, so you know, might as well.
I suppose.
Next thing you know, you're gonna be like John. You're gonna pull a Higgs card out of your deck and then summon Higgs.
Please don't summon him.
Do you know how many Slade cards I'd have to make for each of his armor types?
Oh my god.
Not-
yeah, but
not-
can
not
you
making
imagine
all-
the rarity? The rarity.
No, that would actually make him a common card because he has so many different ones.
No,
There would be only one
because
rare
you'd
one
have,
among them.
You'd have
Still
like
with-
the OG, like the one that we found him in. That would be like a super rare
oh,
one,
the,
right?
the stomach hole, yeah.
That'd
You
be a
could do
super
three
rare one.
cards. You'd
Yeah.
have flat Slade, then you'd have OG Slade, and then whatever he's in now. There you go.
Cat Slade too. I forgot about that one.
That's
Cat
true.
Slade, yeah, there
That
is
is
Cat
true.
Slade.
And then I can have the minimize spell card for mine. That's a rare one.
Oh my gosh. See, and then yeah, that'd be a rare one, right? See, you could do all kinds of crazy stuff. Great.
For you, I
Oh,
can get a suit up and a suit down. Yeah, no, this is profit. Miss Hybris could print these out easy, and we could make lots of money.
Oh, we would make so much money.
Yes.
It would be lucrative for her, actually. I'll talk to her about it. It'd be interesting.
Oh yeah. Let me know if you need help with anyway, or you know, reach out to your local designer, whoever that is.
True. Is your title technically doctor? I didn't actually ask. even though
yes.
You're working for a little while.
Technically, it is doctor.
Okay, good. All right,
Oh,
good. I
right,
just didn't
actually-
want to.
I didn't get a doctorate
I
to
need to
not
nip
be
this in
called
the bud.
doctor.
Just asking for
I-
a friend.
Or I guess technically I didn't get multiple doctorates to not be called a doctor.
I figured we'd had enough conversations that I should have asked if you were or not, considering you've literally roped me into them,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
or as I
I'm
say,
I'm sure-
beanbagged me into them.
Okay, you know what? Actually,
True.
so I can avoid being beanbagged into a conversation. I need to make an appointment. How do I
Mhm.
do it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just did.
Yeah, but
Big
usually when you
big
make an appointment,
novice.
you schedule like a date and a time.
Well, yes. We can do it whenever.
She
Okay.
lives here.
Yes, I do live here.
So, you know.
Yeah, but you also have a social life, I'm assuming.
No, not really.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, we're gonna get you out of your shell.
Just like me, we're getting you a hobby.
Yeah.
Do you like collecting like objects or something? Maybe like the
Um,
beach or something. You can collect seashells.
Yeah, the beach might be
Stones.
nice. Stones, yeah. I like stones.
Yeah, see, we go to the beach.
Or river. I know a really good river. I know a really good mountaintop too. Actually, I was just there the other day. If you're up for the climb.
Yeah,
I
know,
know
perhaps.
parks, rivers, valleys. There's a really nice island that we go to for beach vacations. The one that has like the big giant massive flower field.
Right,
that's at
I
the top of
remember.
it.
I remember that one. Yes, I was there for that.
That sounds like
Just
an
when,
allergy
um,
nightmare.
Before I was working there.
I mean, if you're allergic to pollen, I mean, suggest probably maybe taking some medication beforehand. I don't know.
Yes, that's true. I mean, aren't most people
I guess
allergic
that's
to
the good
pollen?
thing about being in well,
Depends on the
Most
amount.
people, yeah.
I'm actually really good about it.
Is it technically
Then
an
again, it's kind of
allergy?
my thing.
An allergy?
technically,
I bet you Ro
Well,
isn't
it's
at
just
all,
dust
considering
getting
she's a
into your nose.
plant.
technically,
It's like, oh, I'm allergic
Tomato,
to dust.
tomato,
Well,
I guess.
Dust is just making you sneeze. Anybody who get with dust in their nose will sneeze. It doesn't.
Yes, that's
Actually,
true.
I feel bad for somebody who's actually really bad around certain types of fauna and they're allergic to Ro.
Oh yeah. Ooh, actually, now that I think about
That and people who are allergic to
Why would
cats or
that-
dogs, considering we have. She's an allerane, which is a plant type, and she has flowers that grow out of her, and they give off pollen
certain
sometimes.
types of pollen.
Oh.
Mhm.
This
Yep.
looks like the first plant person I've ever seen. Or heard of. Sorry, not seen.
Probably.
She went to the Lotus a few times, so.
Yep.
Oh, green, reddish,
I-
orange, reddish.
Due
I guess
to
red, yeah.
Although she got a shorter
recent
cut recently.
events, I've kind of been
Hmm.
away from there.
Understandable.
That's fair.
I mean, it's depends on what's going on around the outer city to see if it's even safe to travel.
2 words. Waterfront refugee.
Yeah,
I thought the
considering it
Lotus was supposed to be
happened
helping
recently.
waterfront refugees.
They're taking their time, probably.
I have no information on this because nobody tells me anything.
I feel like that's a
Kinda probably
problem,
like a slow
considering
All
you
I
work
day-to-day
know
there.
is that
thing.
my lean-to got nuked. Not to ruin the happy mood with card games, but
Oh yeah, man. No, I'm gonna slap down a face down and call it a turn. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Not ruining
play
this
an
one is a draw
Ace of
4.
Diamonds.
Yo, Ace of Diamonds. Wow, that's pretty.
All right.
That's pretty hard. Pretty hard to beat. I don't know, man. Yeah, man. If only I had the Ace of Spades. There it is.
Ooh.
There it is.
Oh, the stereotype card. Yes. I'm sure you're an excellent. Fuck, never mind. No, you are an excellent marksman. I've seen you shoot your fucking hand at people.
I've also thrown
I've
my
had to
hand at
dodge
people.
one of those lasers. You've thrown your.
I've also, like, literally.
Why?
See, that'd be the issue if I ever ended up
Why?
having to get a prosthetic and not just
Because I can just do this.
getting my arm regrown. Is I'd take it off and just slap somebody with it.
Okay, that makes more sense.
It comes back. Okay.
Reminds
Too
me of
much of
when
a joker. I'd take
Esso had
my
his
arm off
leg
and slap someone with it for the comedic
and it
effect.
didn't come back, but the first version, that was.
Yeah. He would just, like, unhinge it, and then he would just hobble around and just throw it at me.
Mhm. And then he got the launcher
Reminds me of my
mechanism,
old
but it didn't
neighbor.
come back yet.
Yep.
Well, that just sounds even worse.
He was up here a little bit ago, but it'd probably be an interesting talk with him.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, if I hadn't been hibernating.
300 something years. It's fine. It happens. Some of the agents I haven't even seen in a long time because they're just awake when I'm asleep. Like, for the most part, Sock. He usually leaves me notes about the next part that he needs me to do. I actually haven't seen him verbal or otherwise just sticky notes that he leaves in the office.
If you leave him a note that, hey, we need you here at this time, he usually shows up.
I don't need him there, but it's just, if he's free and I see him, but I actually haven't.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
really
I'm just saying.
important. I
I'm just
understand.
saying.
I figured most of the agents are like that.
Sometimes
If
I
you
also just kind of
request
shout
them,
for him.
Yeah, and then you just
I
wait
don't
for a
know
little
how,
hole to
but
pop
he can
open.
hear it. Yeah, I don't know how he can hear it, but he hears it. It's very weird. It is what it is. I don't question it anymore.
Dr. Amber would be a support card.
Yes, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Non-combat in real life, non-combat in card game. It makes perfect sense.
But I feel like the support cards are probably what makes the game.
Need to be the most
Like, just having the
killer in
right support
card game
cards.
to dissuade people
But
from
actually,
messing
no.
with
You know what?
real
You know
life.
what? We make it so that you can only play one support card every time you take a turn. That way we
True.
can make the support cards live up to their hype because they are as important as they should be.
Mm-hmm. And we'd collapse pretty quickly without them. You can't really have a complete deck without any support cards.
Actually, wait. So then at that point, now that I think about it, you'd have multiple versions of Dr. Canadan then. Because you'd have the combatant version, and then you'd also have the supporter.
Mm-hmm. The healing support card.
You have
Healing support
Dan-
card. Yep.
Dan the gun maniac, Dan the werewolf, and Dan the medic, and Dan the werewolf medic.
Yeah.
There's 4 right there.
No, see, that's a evolution card. You can't play that right off the bat.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. You gotta wait a turn before you play that card. You can't just level up right away. This is not how this works.
Mm-hmm. Support card. Pep talk.
Look, the only card game I ever played was
Ooh,
Caravan.
wait, actually, you know what? Then we'd have to make a Slade card that literally is a supporter, and it'd be called Bardic Inspiration.
See, I can expand that. I'd have to go and ask the Bardic Circle if they wanted to be included. Just a booster
that'd be
pack.
Great expansion set. It'd be a great expansion set. It'd be a really nice expansion set.
Then technically Ebb and Flow would have to be
gosh.
2 separate cards. Or maybe it's a back for card, like you can flip it over and both
Oh,
sides
maybe it's
have
like
it. And it
yeah,
depends on
that'd
how
be
you play
so
it.
cool. That'd be so cool. I'd be here for that. Or like a
Mhm.
ooh, actually wait.
Then when
What
you
if you
just see it
what
in
if
the,
you make
in the
it
opponent's in your opponent's hand, you just see
Yeah.
What if you-
what if you make it like a
Auto-plays
split
when you
card?
draw it.
Yes.
No.
A split
What if you
card.
make it like a split card?
Yes.
Right? Like a split card. So like you have half here.
Oh, half the art and half the art. And
Mhm.
basically
I would do
you
it
token
top and
whichever
bottom.
One is in play
No,
against a
you
certain
you
card.
you split
Yeah,
it.
so
You,
you
split
can-
it in half this way. One's on top and one's on bottom, and you flip it.
Yeah, but
Make
one's
it
very
easy.
short and one's very tall.
make any sense to you?
But they don't need a full
I mean, it
art.
makes
You're
perfect sense
just
to me.
scaling the photo. Yeah. You're just
Yeah.
scaling it.
Mhm.
With a split card, it wouldn't need to
True,
be full
true.
art.
But you could make an alternate version that it is a full art.
Yes.
But it would be like you could have like when Eb's not present and Flo is, you could have Flo in the foreground, and then have Eb in the back. But then if you rotate the card, you have another version that's on the other half of the card where it's like Eb is present and Flo's in the background. This is so good. Okay, you know what? I'm getting a little too excited about this. I don't know why I'm getting excited about it.
You-
This needs to calm down. This needs to calm down. I need to calm down
You
right now.
could kind of do a mix between the two, where you'd have Ebb, but then upside down and slightly like Ebb would be to the right, and then when you flip it, it'd be like this,
Oh,
and then it'd
God.
be Flo and Ebb.
Well,
That's
so
easy.
it's just like your
Oh.
traditional like playing card where it's
Bro,
like the king
reverse
is
card,
like
you
this, and then on
spin
the
it,
other side he's like
depending
this or
on-
something.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
yeah,
cool. at the
Yeah,
end of it.
basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be split in half, but it'd also be.
But then I'd have to
Ebb and
actually-
Flo.
I'd have to learn a little bit more about them because I don't actually know which Ebb does versus what Flo does. Although they say that they can cast the same spells, but it's like
They do cast
I
the
thought
same
they
spell.
both did the same thing.
well,
Yeah,
they do, and they said that. But does Ebb like to cast certain spells that Flo doesn't, and does Flo like to cast certain spells that Ebb usually doesn't? That's the thing. They have access to them, but what do they do better than the other?
That's
Which one's
That's a
the
valid
right
argument.
one?
Ask. I'm sure
Yeah.
they would love this card game idea, considering their attitude generally.
I
mean-
believe Ebb is small and Flo is tall. Right?
Flow's
Okay.
low, Ebb is tall.
Flo is low. Ebb is tall.
Well, Ebb
I
I've
don't
seen
know.
in combat.
I've only
I've
ran
never
it
seen or
into
heard
him
of
like 3
Flo ever
times.
being in combat, so...
adorable. I know, I'm actually doing RP. I'm finally feeling better after having COVID and having it
Wonderful.
screw me over for 7 weeks.
You know, like...
Considering she doesn't want her smaller sister in combat. They're separate
Yeah.
entities, right? Or are they the same person? Do they technically? Because I know they say they.
Two beings,
but
one body.
we-
Two beings, one body. That's all I get. That's all I know.
Okay.
I
Uh,
think
I
it's
know
like
that
this whole-
complicates some. I was thinking that complicates so much for the average
Crazy
life.
stuff. Crazy magic.
it can, yes.
I
I'll
don't
be
need
honest,
magic.
I've wondered
I
how
got a gun.
relationships would work in that regards.
I asked them
I
at one
think they
point.
probably have to
They
wait
don't
another
really
10,
think about
15
it.
years.
They don't
Yeah,
really
considering
think about it
things.
at
Yeah.
this point in their lives, they've kind of decided that they want to continue adventuring. They're not really focused on relationships like that.
Yeah. Probably a late
Honestly,
part of their
reasonable.
life.
We're not just leaving loved ones behind in the event of something bad.
I mean, once my training everything was over, I think I didn't really think too much about it until I was about 22. Even then, I didn't really care much.
I didn't have the time.
That too. A lot of things are going on at the moment. Still are.
Yes.
But
I
hey,
mean,
I'm just,
I only had
waiting
one
for the next big
relationship
spooky to pop up.
in my, my younger 30s.
Because you're still in your younger 30s.
yeah, because you're still in. I was gonna say. You're still
Yeah.
In,
The younger 30s.
Yes, the younger,
the
younger.
first 100
thing.
of the younger 30s, or the second 100
The
of
early
the younger
days.
30s?
The early days, I guess.
No, the actual 30s, not the 100. Yeah, I'm kind of over 200 years old. It's complicated.
She's not a day over
Okay.
28.
Not a day over 30. Yeah, not a day over 28. You see, there it is. You already know.
Yeah, I mean, Amber.
Yeah.
Amber's kind of a fitting name after this many years.
Yeah, see, look, I'm just saying.
They look amazing.
Got a really good skincare regimen.
You should
That's
have,
all I'm saying.
you should have given her
Got a really good skincare
my magic. She's gonna last longer than me.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would also
Although not
attribute it
counting
to,
lifespan at all.
staying out of conflicts, staying out of fights,
That too,
running
that's what I was
away
saying,
from
even if
scary
we
people.
were- Yeah, understandable.
I'd counter that, but then I remember, oh right, I'm only 19 in my people's years, so...
What are you in human years?
389.
You got it, Chief.
Well, I mean, there's this Lady Crystal, isn't she like 500 or something?
Something around there.
Hmm. I never actually counted
32
her
and I look
tails.
like fucking beefsteak, and then there's 200 and 300-year-old people. Jesus, I
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah,
I fucked up in my 20s.
I mean, my existence is a little complicated.
We have a lot of lifespans.
It's okay. Everybody's
I'm just a
existence on this
different
ship is a
race.
little complicated when you think about it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm here too.
You know what? Fair enough.
Research helps.
I just wanted to check y'all guys out because you seem a lot more
The level, I suppose. I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're still regular people.
We do.
Yeah.
I was
but
about to say
we
more
hold the
sane,
agents
but
to a
then I
higher
remembered who's
standard.
here.
We have some quirky
what do you-
individuals,
I
but
mean, the more
for the most
sane
part,
people are here.
Yes. Well, see, you say that, but they did
Oh,
hire a
no.
therapist.
Yeah, that's why I said I was gonna say the more sane, but then I remembered who was here.
hey, we're getting better. She's really good at her job.
Yeah, look at that. I'm not running
I
away this
highly
time. I'm
encourage-
Yeah, you're not
actually
running away.
Making it a appointment.
You've made progress.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
It's because he's
Wait,
too
you knew
busy
I was
running away from the
you?
needles.
You shut up. I don't run away from needles.
Hmm.
Away from this.
So do I have a
That's
needle in my
Someone who's
pocket?
had to scrounge
You
for
bring a needle
therapy
out right
in the
now.
past.
Oh, hey, BB.
Please take therapy if you need it. For Christ's sake.
Fair enough. It's fine. She's sick right now. It's okay. It would be
I'm
Conto.
not gonna say what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna
Mhm.
say. I'll say what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I'm gonna keep it to
you can't
myself.
quite
It's fine.
compare me to Norm because also other side of galaxy alien race thing. So
I mean, you still woke up and fell asleep those 320... Oh, damn it. 329?
80,
I fucked up, didn't I? 300...
389.
Nine.
Yeah, but see, you don't look a day over 328. There it is. You're doing it.
Because I'm still technically in my teens.
I have
for my
no
age.
idea how to judge age in this species.
See, it depends on the race because
Have you
I'm
ever
an
s-
adult at 12.
Hey, look at it this way. Look at it this way, man. Are they old enough to buy a drink at the Lotus? Yes. Then let's proceed to phase 2.
It's a valid thought process, yes.
What's phase 2?
Phase 2 is, do you want to talk to them and get to know them better? What have you never been on a date before? What is going on here?
No. Oh, no, I haven't.
I might gag.
How does that? How does that work? I'm actually a little bit on the interested side of that.
What?
What do you mean?
Uh,
How does that work? Oh, sorry. I thought
No, I
you were
meant
asking how does
aging.
someone not
like,
go on a
is-
date?
Is it by ears or you tell by tail? Height? Well, I assume height. Like humans, we're small, and we grow.
No, just go by our years. I don't know.
But then how do you pick them apart?
How do you determine what your elders look like in differentiation to your younger?
Well, they have gray fur.
Okay, so
Okay.
for does gray.
But how long does it take
Okay.
to make gray? How long does they have to live before they get gray fur?
We live 200 with if you're going just unchanged, pure strain in Nubian. I don't know. They look older. I don't know how to describe it. Gray fur.
Okay,
I was about to say,
okay. In context, right? When the average human starts to get a little bit older, things start to sag. Obviously, wrinkles start to form in certain places. They may notice that they start to get blemishes on their skin. Their hair starts to gray. Sometimes it starts to fall out, depending on certain genetics,
Hair
certain things like that.
Except
Yeah,
mine's early.
It only, depending on certain genetics, it can start anywhere between like the 30s to maybe like the late 50s to 60s. But it depends
So,
again on genetics.
okay, I guess I got confused there for a second. So when you consider, what was the question again?
When do you
How
consider
do you
somebody
tell
an
the
elder
children
or
from
seniors?
the older,
Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
from the children
they-
to the mid-teens to the adults to the elderly?
Yes.
Fur turning gray is obviously a very
Mhm.
prominent marker. I guess obviously it varies from person to person, but the lips kind of droop, ears aren't as straight up. They kind of droop some.
Hmm.
Tail.
You
It
lose the
depends on the
balance.
tail. The tail that isn't. Because yes, my tail is curled, but not all people. All of my people have curled tails. It's just genetics.
I assume
It
there's
just happens.
differences in snout, ears, and tail.
Yeah, I mean, there's the differences as you'd expect between any other race. We're not all just clones. That's the clone. That's the clone directorate. That's them.
Yeah, clone gives me. Yeah, I don't want to. No, continue. Sorry.
But I mean, it's hard to describe because it's what you would expect. The wrinkles I don't eat fur, so you wouldn't really see those.
Hard to tell. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But there would be
Fair
For
enough.
the elderly, do they
drooping,
get little thin fur patches?
Not really. I mean, the fur, I guess, gets a little thin, but you don't see skin.
Alright, well, that's good at least.
There's been a lot of genetic manipulation. That's why my fur is waterproof. So, the more severe things that happen with old age are extremely rare unless somebody has had a genetic defect and decided to not get it changed for some reason. Which there
Sorry,
are
you can
people
just
who think it's
genetically alter somebody and it remove a defect from them,
yes.
and they'll just be
Yeah,
There are
right.
perfectly
members of
Dude,
my
really?
race that have changed themselves to be space-born entities.
But I mean, like, for example, if I were to bring, like, a 72-year-old human being to you and say this person is effectively dying from, I don't know, multiple sclerosis, would you be able to somehow figure out a way to change that?
Yes.
They might have to research our DNA instead of theirs.
Yeah, it would require
Yeah.
obviously genetic breakdown of their genetics, and then via depending on how severe the damage is to organs and whatnot, it'd either be rejuvenation via nanites or just replacement with clone tissue. And then if you want to live longer, then you get to go down the whole route
Well,
of
ladies, gentlemen, and
cybernetics.
others.
What?
I think I just found my cure for potential cancer in like 20 years. Woo!
However much
If-
that
if I
cost.
open
Yes,
my
however much
technology
that
up
costs.
to doing such things.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, however much they decide to charge you at the end of the day for that.
Pretty much.
The issue with me assisting with such things is, I guess actually that one, I'm not a medic, but my med bay is automated, so it should be able to do that. That's a gray area on the sharing of technology department, which I'm not allowed to do for obvious reasons.
I see.
Yes.
Well, the tumor's growing on my lungs. I'm sure we'll be more than happy to hear that.
If you're fine with nanites, I can inject you with nanites.
I'm messing. I'm messing with you. I'm fine.
You have to
Yeah,
break
you know
the
what?
entire
Actually, I
body
got some
package.
nanites right here. We can just run a test phase right now.
Oh boy. No, thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought I'd offer. You know, it's okay. Don't worry.
It's just a box of nerds. It's fine.
So, I mean,
I just showed up with a salt and pepper shaker and just, Tamsky, do you think he'd buy that it's nanites?
if you see nanites, maybe.
If it's not crushed black pepper.
Maybe if you mix
Valid.
some
There we go.
pepper in with salt, so then
Some
it gets that
aluminum.
gray look.
Yep, there it is.
Some-
there.
some
Hello,
Yes, some silver
Fallacy.
flakes.
Welcome. I am doing
Should we have our
these.
next idiotic item
play
for
a
the pawn shop?
therapist.
Salt and pepper nanites. Alongside the demonic phone book and the boxes of magazines that I will not describe in polite company. Amsky's a bit of a guy.
Yeah.
And being the pawn
He just
shop, I
buys
have to
whatever.
deal with his ideas of good
Is it
products.
for the box or individually? Like, see, what was his goal with that?
To get people to talk about it, which it worked.
At the cost of my mental health.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Honestly,
If I was a member of the organization at this point, I would be fighting him for a spot in line because I had to take a 10-minute walk, just accepting that this was my life now. That I just wanted to sell guns.
I mean, if it was only a 10-minute walk, I'd
But I
say
know
you
with
did pretty
guns,
well.
I don't know people well. I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say you wrapped up everything in your life in 10 minutes. You did a bang up job, my dude.
No, I just kept from not screaming at full volume for about 10 minutes, and then I was like, I can go back to work now. I can go back to work. Because
I set everything up to make it a nice,
functional weapon shop, or at least functional enough for, rock bottom, and then all of a sudden,
hey, Charles, here's a thump.
Then there's the phone book, which I don't know what he's thinking with that. I don't know shit about magic.
Neither do I.
If I was you, I'd get rid of it.
I mean, any inclination of my prior religious beliefs would absolutely agree.
But I like walked past the devil the other day, and they didn't flay me or eat anyone at all. It was interesting.
Have you met Percy?
That has nothing to do with the phone book. That's just an
That was
individual.
who-
Get rid of that phone
That's
book.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I'd still look into getting rid of it, or at least putting it somewhere sealed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Make sure you lock it down.
I'm not keeping it in the damn pawn shop. Absolutely not.
I told Hamsky, all right, fine,
Yeah, no, we'll just build a. I'm sure you can find some like nice bulletproof glass down here.
I'm sure that won't take you months while I buy some time to not have this fall in my fucking lap.
Just sneak out to Hamsky's room, put it under his bed, and then the next day you go, I don't know where the book went. It was here, but now it's just gone. You should look for it.
I'm not gonna sneak into my boss's room.
But it would be hilarious.
No, you know what you do? You know what you do? You know what you do? You put it in the bar. You put it in the meat rack. Like the actual, like put it behind the bar, and you swap out the other phone book that they normally have. Like, because every good bar has a phone book that they can just look up whatever you need. Swap them out. You get
Except
your
we have no
regular phone book.
phones.
Why do you need a phone to have a phone book?
I don't know. You kind of need a phone to make use of the phone book.
Oh, who am I kidding?
You said you have a phone in your brain. I'm sure some people down there.
Yeah. It's
Everybody
the
usually carries a
justification
cell
right there.
phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Information all in my head.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can't
As long as I
hack the
know what I'm
secret.
looking for, somewhat.
I can only turn things into paperweights. I can't get information, so I can't hack your phone numbers.
Is
It's
it?
unfortunate.
I guess that's the limitations.
I mean, I can still certainly think of good uses for that.
It's literally.
I mean,
a
to be
program
fair,
that
at the end of the
is
day-
basically a
Actually,
crazed
now that I think about it.
animal with rabies that just wants to destroy everything. That's literally what the program basically is. If it doesn't have a friendly tag, it goes, "I'm gonna eat that." And make
I
more
guess
of myself.
Tasty zeros and ones.
Yes, tasty zeros and ones.
Here's the caveat, Charles. What you can do with that book is anytime somebody says something stupid in the meat rack, you can literally say that, fuck it, I'm getting the book. You take the book and you throw it at them.
Book of Conflict Resolution.
You throw the book at them.
There's somebody trying to pick a fight. Don't make me get the demonic book. I'll get the demonic book.
I'm gonna get the demonic phone book. The whole last phone
Let me
book.
get it.
Honestly, I
I'll
was just
smack you
thinking
with
that
this one, but-
Slade just gives me a bunch of weapons, and I just, in exchange, here's a bunch of people you can murder and how to contact them.
I'm gonna step back now. I'm gonna step back
I-
now.
You
Please
said
don't
it was a
hamburger
very good
targets
trade.
to our associates.
Not unless
Yeah.
they're official and he takes it himself.
Well, no, that was the plan.
Yeah, then
I mean,
we
what
don't
it's
have
not,
to
it's not like I'm
decide.
gonna be like,
It's
no, here's a totally normal phone book. I'm expecting weapons for the. No, I'm not gonna fuck.
I mean, we
Blindside
already
him with
understand
this
it's a
shit.
demonic phone book.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'm
I wonder
sure
how
to
the
probably
registry
prank call
works.
him at one point.
I wonder who registered up for that one. How
Yeah.
the registry works.
Apparently someone was just walking around with it, and Hamsky asked for a copy, and then they just a copy right there and just gave it to him. Magic shit. I don't know.
I wonder if Hamsky's name is now in that phone book.
Most likely. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think Hamsky's.
I would
Yeah,
assume-
I don't know, but probably.
Probably.
And the person that handles the book, their
Even
number's
if-
just in it.
Chaos. Oh, fuck. I guess that means my number's in the book. Oh, time
Probably.
to change phones.
I mean, unless it
Mhm.
changes
It's compromised.
as you change your phone.
I can believe that. It is a
So
demonic
magic.
book. So
Exactly.
the moment you change your phone number, it changes it.
It
I mean, at
auto
least
updates
it'll
Yeah,
be-
and
immediately when that happens.
I'm not gonna be changing souls anytime soon. So yeah, I guess I'm.
Doctor, did you want a
I guess
stone
I'm
seat?
screwed.
I'm fine for now.
Alright, then it's
It'd be a very reliable phone book, at least. You'd never get a wrong number.
Could see if there's like some sort of like demonic do not call list to put your cell phone.
That would be next, wouldn't it?
It would be.
or maybe
I
it's
don't
more
think
like
that
a
exists
summoning
for
book.
demons.
No, I don't think it exists either. But I mean, if it did,
I think
the
it was
numbers
that.
connected to them. Yeah, calling it summons them to you, maybe to make a deal or something, or a temporary favor if they're, demons.
Honestly, with the
not
descriptor
devils.
of demons, it was more like they arrive and they eat your face, and then they scream at a wall, and then they leave.
That sounds familiar.
Sounds about like some of them.
Granted, I don't know these things. I had to have it explained that there's a difference between a demon and a devil. So,
Actually, how is it?
just one and the same. They were just one and the same back home. Now, no, totally different. Well, they didn't even exist. It's not like they were just walking around. That's new.
At least how it was explained to me,
Begs
the
the
devils
que-
are the more. No,
like
there goes the
lawful?
word.
Yeah,
Let's just
Devils
fucking
are more
go.
lawful.
The
Demons are more.
devils have rules.
They
The
like-
demons just do whatever they want. I was gonna say the devils are more civilized.
Which begs
but
the
they're
question then.
yes, that sounds about right.
Which begs
They're
the question
civilized
then.
for demonic beings.
Is someone like Percy born?
Yes,
As
Amber
in
is
that-
back.
That is like their first iteration of life.
Because I'm finally feeling good
Or is-
enough to RP
Is there
again.
someone who became Percy when they went to hell?
That is a very good
Or is that
question. She was
not even how
born
this
because She has
works?
a father and a mother.
Oh god.
So the question is,
So-
is her soul a recycled soul or not? Which
Well,
that then falls on your whole
no, it's not.
belief of reincarnation, so on and so forth.
'Cause she was
Well,
definitely
no, but
born.
in that case, there could just be like totally normal and good people just born in hell, which is totally undermines my entire belief system. But fuck
mean,
it.
there are a few.
What else is new?
I mean,
Well, I
don't
mean,
believe in
and
gods, so-
by that standard, actually, here's the caveat: if two devils are in hell and they decide that they want to have a child, what happens there?
To be fair, somebody dies like literally every
I guess they
month,
just have a
so-
devil. I don't know.
There it is. Two
so
devils
the
make a
moment-
devil.
The moment a
Therefore,
devil
that child
born,
is born
it's
into existence a devil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would assume, since
Well,
the planes of existence have been probably in existence since the dawn of creation, which we don't exactly know when that is, but we can
No.
only speculate. I'm going to assume that that's probably how the most population of all the levels of hell that exist probably populated themselves. Devils on devils on devils.
It makes sense logically, yeah.
It's just my speculation on it.
Once again, things I grew up with have been invalidated. Yay,
happens.
life.
Welcome to the world, Charles.
Everyone says, oh, you're gonna get used to it, you're gonna get used to it, and every day I find another reason to not get used to it, but oh well.
I mean, same here.
Yeah.
I don't know technology, and I'm slowly learning all of it. I didn't know what
Feel
any of
like-
the medical equipment did.
Just find it funny.
Well, I
so-
knew
Getting
what it did
used
from
to
watching
it
PP,
and
but I didn't know
acclimating
what it
yourself
means.
are two different things.
Yes, they are two different things.
I was about to say, I have a feeling that mine is less of the healthy getting to understand it, and more of the, oh, fuck it, I guess you're a Cthulhu or whatever I don't care. Don't kill me.
Pray to God, we never meet
I'll
Cthulhu.
shoot a gun at you, I'll miss, and then I'll die.
I pray to everything that exists within
Yes.
the confines of reality that we never see a Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a few things that have
Well, no, but for,
climbed out and slithered around, but never that. No.
well, I mean, all I know is that the devil showed up and they were about yay high. They were very nice. They were very agitated, and they were going to their job. And I was just like, okay, excellent. You're not, trying to walk on a road of flayed bodies. Fuck it. This is normal.
Mercy is a very
Nope, they
Since
drink
my
diet
agitation.
sodas on the weekends.
Yeah. And apparently now they're also running for councilman.
Ah.
That explains them running
They
in and
probably
out
should
of
have picked
the
a better city,
office.
but,
Yeah.
I feel like
Otherwise you'd want to
she
become
technically has a better
councilman
start
of Seville.
because other cities are probably prejudiced to devils, and the fact that looks young. Probably
The
won't take
reason
us
why she
seriously.
wants to do it is because it's a first step on her rise to Empress.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
I figured it was more because any city is not a rampaging war zone that makes a post-nuclear hellscape looks like a fucking paradise, but call me biased.
Well, in all actuality, and here's the caveat, if you can be a councilman in Zafira City and maintain that job for a certain number of years, wouldn't that
Yeah, you're
probably
probably good
translate
wherever
to being able to
you
run
wanna go,
wherever
aren't
the fuck you want
That's
to?
it. Hmm.
Yeah.
Reasonably
Yeah, that's-
speaking,
And if
yes.
you know
Good
your
point.
people
I
actually
didn't.
like
I
you,
didn't really consider that.
if you actually make a decent district as a councilman in Severa City, that says a lot too, considering the whole city is
And
just a
maintain
cesspool.
popular vote within the citizens that live within that district,
Hmm.
you're probably already on fast track to
Like,
becoming
it's a vote?
probably, I don't know. Yeah.
There's election ballots, yes.
You get the vote. How
You do have to be
Not a very
selected.
long time. Oh, okay. I was supposed to say I'm not a very long time resident of Severa, so I don't actually know if we're representative democracy or if we're just anarchy and whoever can
Anarchy.
whip out whatever
It depends
magic
on
anarchy
which street you're
stuff
walking down.
wins.
I mean, to be fair, most people don't
Which
challenge any of the
man-
councilmen for their
second view
positions because,
existed.
to be fair, how would you?
I mean, if it was
You
a
don't.
voting process, who the fuck had the bright idea of voting in a necromancer?
Well,
Which one?
somebody
It's the
did.
necromancer.
I
I don't
mean,
remember it.
fair
I keep getting
enough.
them mixed up.
I mean, if they raised enough people, maybe if they qualified to vote.
Yeah. Well, if I don't remember,
All right. I brought you back
Really
to the
good
dead with the
PR
one
is all about
exchange you
raising
have to vote for
families.
me in my
It's not
popularity
select about that.
contest.
see, why is everybody mad at the necromancer? He just
Hey,
wants to be
the-
a happy family.
Yeah, man, he just wants you to
Mhm.
raise your voice in,
That's a
you know,
big ass family.
consideration for him or her, whoever they are.
I haven't heard of a single.
I mean, hey, considering I have
haven't heard of
met
a
both
single decent
very not
councilman.
nice undead and very, very nice undead, if it does work out, then fine. I mean, that's one of the positive adjustments I made because, I don't know, normally it's not normal to see a corpse walking around, but then that corpse has turned into one of my best friends, so I don't.
I mean, we have a number of undead
Maybe
here,
there's a good
so-
necro. I don't know.
All I know
Actually, one
is
of the
that this
offices
city-
is in Scars.
Hmm.
All I know if Sapphira
Skeleton.
City was back home, it would have been flattened and rebuilt.
Oh.
I had this
Start
one
over.
citizen from another city
Yeah,
told me it was a
it's just-
city of homeless people, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, man. You know, I remember there was a group that tried to flatten a city once. Then a war happened.
Yeah. Well,
I imagine
that's the thing.
many wars can go off of that basis.
Yeah, it's
On a
just the
bigger or
comparison of
smaller scale.
back home.
Hmm.
Because, frankly, back home, a city like Sapphira City, if it was on just a normal planet where everyone else is happy and there was just this one city, Sapphira City, that was a complete cesspool and just bad things kept happening there, the government would just be like, no, you go away. And if the city council's like, you're not going to stop us, well, I guess you get to meet the military. Congratulations.
And then a war happened.
Corporations tend to not go well against, properly armed militaries.
Unless the corporation is a properly armed military.
Yes.
Or as a function that's a properly armed military, or supplies most of the arms to the military, and therefore can cut off supplies and create a stranglehold, where the military is unable to function without the influence of the corporations, which then effectively makes the government a hostage to the corporation.
Yeah, fair, but that is
Yes.
the difference between back home.
This is why I just
and
stay out of
military,
conflicts.
because Limits.
It's just a lot simpler.
Smart. I wish I had that option, but the zombies came for me, and I had a 2x4, and I made it work.
Well, I mean, to my understanding, that's been cleared up. Yeah. It's been cleared up now, so I don't know.
Yes.
I don't really
it-
know the status of the
It's
waterfront district at this
a
point.
week or so now?
Status of the
Yeah.
waterfront district, I don't know, but last week we did close Ground Zero Rift. That was part of the.
Oh, nice. Glad that.
I mean,
hope
having
everything went well
been
for you
doing
guys.
some
Nobody
civilian...
died.
Well, that's good.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
that you know what? You're starting off on a great beat.
Nobody died. I think maybe somebody lost a limb, but that's kind of normal.
Jeez.
Well,
Here's a question. Do people have the ability to just regrow limbs? Because I always see everyone going for cybernetics, and no one ever thinks, like, I just want my old arm back.
well,
I can technically
Can
do
you
that,
just-
but it's clone tissue, so.
Just grab
yeah.
it. Just,
Let's put it this way. It depends on a number of different factors. One, whatever race you are, because to be fair, if your body is not meant to actually regrow limbs at that rate, and you try to go ahead and try to reforce it to grow an arm, I'm pretty sure excruciating pain is coming your way, and/or that of too much stress in your body, which would probably go you into shock, or probably have a
Yeah.
heart attack, or probably a number of different things.
brain
There's always
explode.
cloning.
Yeah, like,
Hmm.
which would involve, me having your DNA, so you'd have to consent to giving me your DNA so that I can make the cloned tissue, and then you get to come to the ship and sit there for multiple days while, nanites connect all of your nerve endings and whatnot, and then you get to have a nice itchy wound.
Oh, that sounds painful.
But you will have your
Mhm.
arm. You will have your arm. It just, you're literally healed.
It'd be really
by a
itchy.
Reconnection. Yes.
The third option is cybernetics, because to be fair, nobody should be pushing the limits of their body to the point where you have to go through option one. But do you want cybernetics? No. I'd very much rather have had my arm. But unfortunately, given the circumstances, the way that my arm was taken, that there is no amount of me growing an arm back from what just happened. That is going to make me feel okay. The alternative is that I get something that allows me to, now connect to my kids in a way that I probably previously wouldn't have been able to do so.
I'm sorry if I
What's that?
gave any insult there. I always see it at the meat rack of like anything goes wrong, cybernetic, and it's just like.
Well, to be fair,
Just
and
do people
I'm
even
not
consider
like
the other
I'm not
options?
speculating the capabilities of the mate rack here, but without super advanced technologies, growing a limb takes a lot of time and a lot of
that
money
they don't have.
and a lot of resources that most people
So it's
don't.
easier to
I-
chop, stop, and block it off.
Yeah.
Pop in some
Okay.
cheap electronic pieces, and you're good to go.
Yeah, the monetary side of
I
it,
don't know
Robotics
the
much
full
cheaper.
process. So
robotics
Okay.
I don't either.
and prosthesis much cheaper than actually going the cloning route.
So I just
again,
thought a
that's
prosthetic
without-
was like you get something hooked up to like a tension on your shoulder that makes a claw open and close, not like a full blown hand.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of robotics and prosthesis. Over time, certain advancements have been made that allow for connections to be made to the neural network of those individuals who have it, which allow for things like this free range of, my hand. I can do all kinds of different things now without really having to thinking about it. Sure, there's an acclimation period, but, it's just the same with any other prosthetic. Mine was custom made for me by people who more or less waived the fee. So I'm grateful to those people, but it's also the reason why I haven't just gone out and been like, oh yeah, let me go get a replacement real quick. Let me go ahead and stockpile like 3 or 4 of these. If I ever lose this arm, it'll be perfectly fine. I can just go ahead. And I can't do that.
Yes, let's
I don't
pray that I
really
don't lose any of
Have the funds for replacement
Any of
either.
these
I'd have to like take a steel cap and just like hot glue a knife on there and just be like, well, this is my life now.
I would hope you wouldn't hot glue a knife.
I wouldn't actually hot glue a knife, no. I would at least
That'd
try
be
to
funny though.
cover the stump, but
Yeah,
Well, I mean, if I was
I'd
gonna be
prefer you get a
taking
hook.
into combat, then maybe I have the bayonet, but I'm not
man,
just
nah,
gonna.
nah, get a
Oh,
hook,
hi,
man.
My name's,
Get a
my name
hook?
is Charles. How you doing?
Chainsaw.
Oh fuck.
Arg.
Oh,
You
of course,
just gotta
you
get a
need
chainsaw.
get a spatula. Nub cup.
That would. I think they said that they wanted a cook.
I did
I might
see
consider that if I lose a limb this Thursday. Or is it Friday? I
Why would
don't
you
know.
consider losing a
Yeah,
limb
I was
on
going to
Thursday or
say.
Friday?
I don't want to.
What?
I'm making contingencies. Stupid plans.
What kind of
To distract
contingency
from
do
actual
you need this
danger.
for?
Yeah.
I
What
think
danger?
we're going after medieval people, so I don't really have access to modern medicine. If I take a wound grievous enough to where I might need to save my limb,
At noon we
Do
ride.
you guys not just have basic
I kind of wish I could do on this machine.
I would
So
hope
I'd like go to
so.
a pharmacy, buy. I was just gonna say, just
Yeah.
go to a pharmacy and just be like,
I don't-
"Yo, I need
If I had
this,
my
a
own
first
sort
aid
of-
I mean, I
kit."
have my
Like,
med kit arm me, but is that gonna is that antiseptic gonna last for a week? I don't know.
I would hope your
you're
med
gonna be
kit
gone for an
has
entire week.
more than just
A lot
antiseptic.
of carnage.
I don't know.
See,
It's
and-
like
and-
me
yeah, I wouldn't
going
have
up
to fight
against
anybody.
synthetics. Just a
Look,
lot of
my-
stones.
My
going up,
medical knowledge
crushing
is low,
metal
about the same
over
as
and
my
over.
cybernetics. I'm sorry.
I
See,
mean,
that's the thing. I wouldn't have to do
no, I
anything.
know,
Come
but
up
I'm
with
saying
more
you
stuff,
do
and I
have
just
other
stand
medics
there
that
and
are
do
at the
all
meat
that
rack.
after a while.
I would talk to them and maybe get some pointers on what you can do in the event
What a
that you see
trebuchet.
somebody losing a limb.
A giant boulder hits you.
That is apparently not one
Yes.
of these boulders, because that's so
Like,
far
for
away.
example,
I second
tie a
this.
tourniquet.
Exactly.
Well, no.
I apologize.
I know how to
For
tie
all
a
the boulder
tourniquet.
throwers.
But usually when you tie a tourniquet, doesn't that mean that
The
that
first
limb's
one
pretty
once-
much gone.
Hit me
No.
right,
Yes.
and, you've
Not
seen the
always.
joints.
No,
What?
So,
not always.
strong as the
You're doing it to
armor
stop the
joints
bleeding
are,
so they
I'm
don't
listening
bleed
to
out.
them. They're the doctor.
I mean, I'm not.
They're the doctor.
I am
They're
not a
the
full
doctor.
medical
They're the
doctor,
What's
but you
going on?
usually apply a tourniquet to someone to stop the bleeding so they
One
no
of the
longer
big-
have the
big
chance of
zombie
bleeding out.
things that spit
Yes.
rocks,
Which
yeah,
gives you the time to then
Yes.
clean
No,
the
that
wound,
part I get.
and then
That part I
perhaps stitch the wound closed
careful,
if it is
yeah.
not such a severe wound. So learning
Yeah,
perhaps
it-
how to
it-
stitch a
it-
wound
losing a
closed.
limb.
of the head end a little
Yes.
Yeah, if they're losing a limb, that's a whole different story. But like,
But if they're
yes,
losing a
in the event
limb,
that they're not losing
then
a limb,
yes, the tourniquet
Yeah, no,
still
basic
holds the place of
basic
preventing
medical, I
them from
understand the
bleeding
first thing.
out.
Yes, yeah.
I to say, like, I've been walked through the basics of first aid. It's just like if I've just got like
There's a
half a
time
hand
limit.
hanging off, I'm just like, well, this
Well,
sucks.
here's what you do.
That's-
Here's what you do. You know, in my opinion, if your hand is hanging on by a thread, you get somebody to one tie the tourniquet. Then you try to, save the hand by putting it on ice as quickly as you possibly can, and then you go back to somebody who can hopefully and potentially put your hand back on.
Yes.
That depends on if there's
That
enough material on the
works.
opposite side and in between, so then it's not,
Yes.
fracture instead. If it's like a clean
Yeah,
cut,
there's also that.
Just-
Yeah.
You know, coincidentally, you could
Kind of
also
piece of, like,
partake of the
like,
earlier
hand-
conversation and nanites.
Oh.
nanites can reattach, and we'll just, tight.
And probably be really itchy.
Yes,
Well, yeah.
but
Maybe.
you'll have a working hand in,
I've
in
had
about
the-
a week. And then you have to go through the whole therapy thing because, it was an injury, so
Mhm.
maybe a month, then everything should be back to normal.
Fair enough.
If you're going through,
I have a feel like I
Oh,
destroyed
my God.
any sense of what prior conversation was going on. I apologize.
I don't even know what
Immensely.
conversation was going on anymore. It's fine.
I don't
worry.
know.
All I remember,
It's
the
fine.
last,
It
the
was
the
a little
last
of
conversation
solid
everything.
conversation we had was the card game, and I think that ended.
Well, that too, and I was just trying to figure out how, to... Is it... What's your full name, technically? I know you go by...
my full first name is Nikita.
Okay.
If you want my full name, let me go get my scroll.
Wow.
I am basically nobility, so you have all these lovely useless titles. They're technically part of my name, so...
Understandable.
So if they're included in the
Technically, I
card
have
game,
a few titles.
we give them the full title on the card.
No. We give them a card for each one of their names.
Yay.
I was just going to give
Hi,
them Nikita the forbidden one.
here's the Nikki deck. Here's the beginning of it. It's going. It's going. It's going. The Nikki deck is still going.
Nikita
Here we
first
go.
is their
Here's the
name.
Nikki deck.
Nikita,
Have fun.
ace pilot. Nikita, top tier hacker. Nikita, this, that, and the other. Nikita. There it is.
Yes.
Baroness of the Star System.
Super
Mirror
rare
of
card
the
is just
Sun.
her, but silver.
Somebody tried to turn me silver. I don't remember who they were, but
What?
it was over there.
Why? Did they just watch over and be like prestidigitation
Why?
and now you're silver? Did they try that?
Yeah, they tried that. It proceeded to
How would
make
they
me
do
just feel
that?
slimy everywhere.
Ew.
Wait, are you like immune to magics or something?
Apparently so. Not to like attack magic
Cool.
apparently, because I did take a face full of lightning. It
Aw.
was very painful. Considering.
Understandable. Yeah, understandable.
But I've had people try to do healing magic on me, and it's just made the area they're attempting to heal feel slimy and nothing else.
Ew.
It's just
Okay,
this
well,
weird
there's that.
slimy feeling.
So it was like somebody shot you with like, I don't know, a bolt of healing magic. Would it just like divulge into slimy disgustingness, or would it like actually hurt you?
I mean, if it has force behind it, it would probably, I'd feel the force, but then the area would just feel slimy. Like you wouldn't see slime or anything. It just, to me, I just feel.
It feels
slime.
gross.
Yeah.
Almost like being
Gotcha.
in a sauna.
Wait,
but
okay,
not
so
comfortable.
hold on. So what about mana potions, things that are like ingested? Are those things also
haven't
not
tried it.
effective on you?
I haven't tried those, and I probably prefer not to.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the so far the scientific theory has proven that not. I haven't tested a lot of attack magic because. Yeah.
I wonder
prefer
if it
not to
would
test that. The one time that I was not in armor.
go down like thick water
an armored thing, take lightning.
instead of
was
like a mana potion
quite painful. So
Okay.
or a health potion.
Understood.
Or
Not
like-
gonna question it. Not gonna say anything wrong.
I just try to avoid magic in general because it's weird.
Fair enough.
You know,
Yeah, true. Most of the time it
I
is.
have encountered, people do this weird, the big area heal thing. That's just slimy, same reaction.
It's also a
So-
good waste of mana unless you're just healing tiny wounds.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. It's magic. I don't really pay attention to it.
I wish I didn't have to
Like,
pay attention
cool,
to it.
shiny thing. It made me feel slimy, wonderful.
I mean, I pay
What
attention
about
to
like
it
blessings
because I
though?
want
Like
to know
you
what's
could
going
always
on.
give a blessing.
Oh yeah. Hmm?
Like my magic, I can give somebody a blessing of Ariel.
I have no idea. I'm not sure what that would be.
It's
one of
just
those
more
things
like
where it's like, let's
she
poke you
would
with
guide
this
you
and
for a
see
little
what
while,
happens.
Pretty much.
temporarily help with it, giving you a guidance. Almost like having another person watching over your shoulder for a little bit. It helps you out once.
Depends on if they have to kind of be in my mental state. Because from the psionic species, that is a very bad idea, from what we've been told.
Mm.
Basically, how they've explained it with my species, compared to other species, they've stated where it's like, when they're on somewhere where there's a whole lot of different species, it's like running their fingers through sand, occasionally finding a little nice round stone to pick up, feel, and go through sand. And then they find one of us, which is basically randomly finding a piece of glass in the sand.
And they're like, owie.
Yes. I've said it before in regards to when Slade was here, and he's like, just like, well, now nobody else can tell their the story of their people, because yeah, it falls back on the whole glassing thing, but in more detail.
Fair enough.
It wasn't a good time.
Understood.
That's why with Sakato and Bell, I've like, you can do your stuff with me, you just have to ask first. Because I don't want to cause any, nosebleeds or mental trauma or, possible death.
Definitely, yes.
Yes.
Always want to
Very much
avoid that if
uncomfortable
possible.
with it. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Even in the, face of positive research, we're just going to stay on the safe side.
Yes. There, now you don't have to feel bad,
Eventually.
because now I feel like I've ruined the whole conversation.
No.
Yeah.
Derailed.
No, I think you're fine. Although it did bring up the idea to me that if you drank, say, like a mana potion or a health potion, maybe it starts as a liquid in the bottle, and as soon as you drink it, it turns to like a jello consistency.
Yeah, I'd feel like I'd probably feel like I'm just drinking slime.
The question then it becomes, would it still work?
I would say
Considering
probably
I
not.
can't do magic?
I mean, at that point, what happens? Do you just I guess, induce vomiting because you need to get it out of your system?
I don't know. I'm assuming it'd probably just be like, I now have a liquid in my stomach.
Yeah. I'm assuming it just
Ew,
becomes, like,
that's
inert.
grody. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
grody.
Once whatever
That's
magical stuff that it is supposed to do was attempted, then it's just like, I don't know. What do they taste like? I've never heard anybody explain what they taste like.
I mean, you can taste one. I can give you like a few drops of one.
Like a spoonful?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. I don't think it'd be harmful to do so.
It just make my tongue slimy.
It's up to you.
Ed.
I just prefer, I guess they probably have different tastes and flavors depending on who makes them and if they actually care if it tastes good. So.
Yeah, they do.
Most likely.
But again, again,
I
that's
just assume I probably, taste it and
find
then
out
feel
at
slimy.
whatever point you feel like you want to find out.
Maybe when I start running out of things to test it with mana crystals.
Fair enough.
I still need to find a neutral mana crystal.
A neutral mana crystal.
Yes, a mana crystal filled with neutral, just pure neutral mana.
You mean
So then I can,
I guess, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for?
like unaffiliated?
Probably not
I guess?
inert. Oh, I know.
Mana
Because
in
I've
its
heard there's
purest form.
different types. Yeah.
Basically.
Because I
You're
know,
looking
'cause I've
for
heard
the
always
mana in its
there's
purest
mana takes the color of what you're trying to do with it, so I just want standard, non-affected mana. So that I can see what its base form is.
Okay, sure.
Because it's the whole, what is it, where does it come from, what is its structure, what is its energy, the whole scientific, trying to find where it came from, how it was made. Because energy comes from somewhere, it doesn't just come from nowhere.
Well, I mean, mana comes from the weave, which I guess flows from the Great Pillar.
Which just sounds like some alien device that
That
is
sounds
Sort
like-
of. It's just sort of an energy that flows.
Oh wait, no, I just
It
came up
has
with another
been.
theory. It might just be from another dimension that just
It's possible.
This
Rifts
weird
do
radiation.
form and open up. Who's to say it didn't get shoved in from another place?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will say a lot of it is consistent where people say, well, it came from this being, or this being created it, or in your case, like you said, the pillar, that sort of thing. So it's starting to feel like it might have been some form of technology that opened into another dimension that is now just abandoned. So it's just leaking this radiation into this
I wonder if
dimension.
we have a book on. That'd be amazing.
There is a book on magic. I've read it.
Yeah, I don't think we have the specific book.
I don't think it
Like
covers too in depth on the weave.
It's like my initial theory was there's a differential in the amount of matter on this part of the galaxy compared to mine. But then somebody mentioned, well, the weave was created by some creature. I'm like, oh, so radiation, which falls a bit more into line because radiation induces changes and mutations. Because people have also said that individuals generate mana, so I can believe that interacting with mana has caused a mutation that allows certain individuals to generate this radiation, and it just kind of, radiation does weird things. Magic is
I
weird.
see where that can get
That
messy
I
and
can
unknown.
agree with.
I'm just trying to find the source of this mana. Like, where did it originate from?
At least there's finally someone who is.
All I can say
come
is
from
be
a place
careful.
where everything
You
makes
don't know
sense.
what you're gonna find when you get to the end.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm used to so many people just being like, yeah, I just have this magic and I'm just gonna learn to control it and not even like learn what exactly it's about or why I have it or anything. It's just, no, I just have this thing that I can just do and now I'm just gonna only control it and not like actually try to develop anything from it. Just not blowing anything up. And then after that, we're just good.
My main
Like if
concern is
only technology worked that way of like, I need to maintain this rifle only enough to where the receiver won't go through my eye and into my brain. Outside of that, gun work.
well, it's like that's why I'm trying to figure out mana because or magic because technology like this gun, I can tell you how it started, how it became. I can freaking the molecular structure of the metals it was made from. I can tell you where it originated from. Mana, it all stops at the weave or something that created the weave, and that's it. So that leads me to believe radiation lost technology, lost empire, something along those lines,
Maybe.
or spatial rift. Or it could have been
Who
just
knows?
some massive rogue planetoid that was irradiated that just went through this part of the galaxy, so. Radiation.
I feel like whatever it is, it existed long before our universe ever came into existence.
Probably.
And will probably
True.
be there long after.
Well, radiation does that. It's like, I'm not like trying to like badger on anything. It's just like everything that I've heard. Now that I've come to the realization of it, sounds a lot like radiation. It's like everything magic does or affects, like radiation in high amounts can do. Radiation causes anomalies.
Does it make
and so
your
on and so
gum
forth.
bleed, skin turn rashy, and hair fall out in clumps?
I mean,
it
that's
can, with the
radiation
right
if you're bad,
spells.
yes. Well,
You know, I
radiation.
said that as a joke, and now I'm just believing your theory.
With nuclear radiation, it is hot when it is in high concentrations, I believe.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Fair. I suppose there is.
That's just like a little pet project of I want to figure this weird crap out.
Suppose there is
It doesn't
magic
help that-
radiation.
I will say it doesn't help when every mage
So
that
your
I
pet
ask.
project's a lot more impressive than mine.
It's just like every mage that I ask also agreed with me that magic is weird. So it doesn't help where the people that practice in it also agree that it's weird.
Yeah.
Yes, expert in the field. What is your opinion on this? I don't know.
It's pretty weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it shouldn't make sense, but it makes sense.
I guess it does. It's the right people. I'm not one of them.
Magic is just manipulation of strange matter.
Maybe.
I mean, you could call
Who
it
knows?
that.
Oh no, another hypothesis. Goddammit. I'm just
I mean, it's might as well be string theory for all we know. I don't know.
Who knows?
What if, deep in the recesses of time, it's just two frogs passing a rock back and forth between each other, and that somehow generates magic, because that's just how things work here.
It'd have to be magic frogs.
No, it's they're tossing a
Well,
rock
well,
back
no,
and
but
forth,
how would
which
they
is
create
disturbing
magic?
The air, which is disturbing the molecule that has generated magic, which is right next to our molecule, which is our universe.
Our universe is a molecule.
I don't know.
I mean, perhaps in the grand scheme of things, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
since
got a
yeah, well, I mean, in
Oh
a sense,
my
since
God,
the
I'm
universe
just
is ever
making
expanding.
shit up.
You gave me.
I was working all day and now I'm just making shit up, and now y'all are just spitballing my stupidity into actual theories. Jesus. My brain is melting. Y'all are just
On
taking
one
my
hand,
ideas and making them work.
possible.
I don't like this.
On the
Your
other
brain is
hand,
melting. Well, we have
I
nanites for
hope
that.
not.
The structure of the
God.
universe is very reminiscent of a neural network.
That I can sort of see in a way.
So technically, in every brain, there could be another universe.
I don't want to
Well, I
think
remember
about that because
somebody
mine's probably fucked
theorized
up.
that
Speaking
there
of,
was a
man,
speaking
all I
of
know is-
thinking, I think I'm
marble-sized
gonna become
galaxy.
unconscious.
Okay. Well,
Same,
you know,
but
do
it's same.
that in a safe place to where you. I have fist bumps only, man.
Yeah. Okay. You have a good
We
one.
have devils on board. Fist bumps are
Take
usually
care.
safer.
Yes, fist bumps are used. Fish bumps.
Fish bumps.
Fish bumps. Fish bumps. I'm
Just
gonna go
like
see if
we
they
have
have
now.
I'll bring
the
a
wholesale.
trout next
Hey, can I get a
time.
bag of fish bumps? I don't know. I don't know if you guys
Have a good
carry these. Heard they're really
It
tasty.
reminds me
too.
of the Cordelia special.
Why not?
And then watch them actually have it.
Oh,
And then I'd be like,
Cordelia
okay,
special
all right,
last
here you
time.
go. Doc,
You get
here's a whole bag of fish bumps.
The Kenway special, and then you get slapped with a fish. And
Then I'm gonna have to figure out what they do.
That was the Cordelia special.
Yeah, it's you as well.
do you have a good one?
I can only assume that fish bumps are probably like hush puppies or something. I don't know.
Fish stuffed hush
Popcorn
puppies.
shrimp.
You might be onto something there, Doc. Might be.
That would be tasty right about now. Well, seafood sounds pretty good.
Seafood is good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get food. Otherwise, I'm sure my kids and Reyna will also probably yell at me. So I will go eat
True.
something, and then I'm probably going to go get some more done because I need to make sure I get repairs done for certain people. So
True.
Fair enough.
Especially if anything that comes up from here and then.
Yes.
I guess I'll just catch up with you later in the week. then.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm
I'll see
pretty
you
much
later.
always here, so
Have a good one.
I know.
And she must
Always
get bored
here,
of having
always
to only
free.
talk to me, so.
One person that has accepted their fate.
well,
Yeah, it's
technically
easier
that
to
would be the
just lay there and
third.
take it.
It is. It is
Um,
pretty much just easier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know,
what's it
beanbags.
called?
It's a plus.
Mm-hmm. Stonewall method didn't work. She's patient.
Yeah. Just let the weather wear it down.
On a spaceship?
Time.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say on
Time
a
will
spaceship
down
that wouldn't really
Stonewall.
work.
I'll wait for it to erode. Like that would happen. Either that or just wait for me to run out of mana.
I can see that. There's just a stone wall in front of a door, and she's just sitting there with a sandwich in her lap. I have access to the kitchen. You don't.
Hmm. BB had made that threat one time. She'd revoke my kitchen access.
How long did that last?
An hour and a half. Got hungry. You know, when somebody tells you can't have something is when you start to actually want it more. It's weird.
True.
Fair enough.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
I seem to have had that effect on somebody somehow. So I knew they didn't like hugs or anything. So, and then occasionally I'd go to, you know, like, because people I know and I'm friends with, I would touch their shoulder and so on and so forth when I'm talking to them or doing a joke or something. So apparently they'd see me reach out and then stop and catch myself. So and then if I catch myself, I kind of look down. Oh, right, can't do that. Apparently that somehow, what is it? Reverse psychology? Is that what it is?
Yeah, like just
Yeah.
stop stopping.
Yeah, basically,
Kind of thing.
basically, I ended up having that effect accidentally because I want to respect them, like, obviously, and I didn't want to touch them because they didn't like physical touch and so on and so forth. And it just got to the point where they're just hug me, come here.
Yeah, I mean, I had that for the best part, but that was only because I didn't realize that BB was saying they're very touchy-feely sometimes, and they get to know someone.
Fair enough.
I'm just a very social creature.
I get
Despite
that,
how
yes.
terrible I am at socializing.
It took me a while to get used to just idle conversations. Especially with all the new people that would walk in and out.
So it's very dependent on me, or I should say kind of random. There's some people where it's like, oh, you're a very interesting individual, I would love to talk to you. And then when I finally get a chance to talk to them, my brain is just blank.
That too.
But then there's
They're
cases
like,
where
I have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
That happened to me. I just realized that the only thing I had to talk about was past experiences, but the only past experiences I had was in Elysium, and then stuck on the streets as affairs. Nobody wants to hear about those stories, so I had to get a hobby. So I've been playing games. Pussy gave me a console, and I've just been playing those. Although we do watch movies here sometimes. Sakota and
Movies
Well,
movies
that's
do
fun.
sound nice.
There were some good ones. I watched some kung fu movies, some sci-fi movies, I guess, documentaries on Bell's people. It was pretty interesting.
I know about Fey/Feywild is I'll probably never go there.
I went there. It was an experience. It's weird. It was like
I don't.
An
it was like a
experience.
broad bag of emotions. One
What an
one
apt way
emotion
of
got
putting
too
it.
much, I would feel that emotion completely, and not the others. It's like a constant struggle.
Everything I've heard about the Feywilds, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going there. Because something will happen either way. So I guess I know technically I am a natural metal, or at least I have it, so I should be fine, but I'm not going somewhere where there are things that can do stuff without this, which I wouldn't be allowed to bring this, so I'm not going.
True. Depends on who takes you. Sometimes they don't care as much, depending on where you're heading.
Plus, I'm not sure if I'd be very welcome there, I don't know. Just in general.
For the most part, people are welcome, but it's just a chaotic place sometimes, but in good fun, depending on where you're at. They do have lots of festivals.
Are there a lot of psionic types in the Feywilds?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay.
That would be a BB question. I don't really go there.
Yeah, I've never been.
Not my
so.
place of expertise. I mean, you can ask her when she's feeling better if you wanted to visit.
I suppose I could, yeah. I would have no idea. You know,
And it would be safer if
how
you're
I would
traveling with her.
enjoy it, if at all.
Same.
Considering things,
It's like
yeah.
BB handed me an outfit, you know. I just there are a lot of free roaming spirits in there, you know. You just change your outfit to leaves and for a day, and who knows, you know. Go hang out with some of the fairies. There were little mushroom people too. You could just, you know, hang out with them.
Another reason I feel like I might not be welcome, though I guess that depends on if they actually know my people, which they probably don't. So.
Then you have to obviously get used to the some of the fawns don't really believe in clothing, so it's kind of like,
Yes.
it's very different.
Oh no, wait, they have skin parts, so.
Some do, and some are coated in fur, sort of like you, except centaurs. So
Which. Then yeah, it isn't an issue because they're covered.
yeah,
in
there
fur,
is no
so
issue
technically they're-
because that's kind of how they all are. So
Yes. Like right now, I am not naked. I am wearing fur. In theory.
and then some of them are like
So-
centaurs, but then they're like BB from the waist up part of the centaur. So
So all they have to do is worry about the upper coverage.
no, they don't. They're just in the Feywild. They're home, so they don't.
Alright, fair. Yeah, if it's still in regards to that, then yeah. So I guess it depends on if you're easily flustered or distracted.
We didn't really get a chance to walk through though, because we were on our way to a mission. So
Yeah.
we got there and then immediately got teleported in front of one of the Archfey, I believe. She wanted to talk with all of us, and then we immediately got another portal open to another part of the Feywilds and went through that.
Which I feel like that would be the only time that I'd be in the Feywilds is to do something or help somebody. So.
Fair enough, yeah, pretty
probably
much.
be it.
I mean, like I said, there was festivals that BB invited me to. I just didn't get a chance to go yet. So who knows, if you find yourself in friends with one of the Fays,
Yeah,
you
I'm
can always ask to visit
not
them.
entirely sure how
If they're
we
willing.
would
To be honest, I might be friends with a Fae. I have no idea.
be welcomed in the Fae.
Oh, wait, actually, you have slight little pains here and there, right? And, like
Yes.
scar pains. I will. I'll give you the coordinates, so you can go up the mountain and meet a water spirit named Tethys. She lives up top, and her spring does wonders. And it's kind of what I go for when my scar hurts on my back. It's like a magical spring that she keeps up there. You just have to bathe in it. The only thing she asks for is that you give her proper conversation material.
Seems,
And considering
easy
you
enough.
have an extensive, yes, considering you have an extensive more years on me, she probably would be interested.
Yes,
She is very much the
Probably.
proper, you leave your gear at the outside, and then you bathe in the spring with her, sort of deal. So, as long as you're not too much caring about modesty, she's probably 1,000-year-old spirit.
it might be a path to look down.
I've been letting people know every now and then, well, at least the ones I trust, not to go up there and cause a problem. Like, I'm not sending Slade up there.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, she'd be like, you need to leave that there and then get in the water. And he'd be like, no, Alma stays on. To which point she would flush him down with water back down to the bottom of the mountain.
And then we'd go find him like a week later, and he'd just be constantly getting flushed down the mountain. trying to
Yeah,
get back
I
up.
believe he would keep trying to climb back up over and over and over.
Yes. I think that would be the
And
case.
then we'd sit there, record it a couple times, and then tell him we need to go.
Yeah. Yeah, she's an interesting person to talk to, given how much she knows but still wants to know.
I'm sure she doesn't get to know much of current happenings, so...
But for the most part, yes, she knows a lot of the old days and things like that, but it's been a while since travelers actually went up there.
Mhm.
So now I go every now and then, just to ease everything, especially after combat. Really helps. Also, I've been telling the girl agents they should go together, and then one day I'll take all the guys together, and that way it's not weird.
Yes.
Except
I
for like
mean-
Cyan and Therial, they can go together, but you know.
I mean, does she expect you to be naked, or is she okay with
Yes, you leave
towels?
your gear at the front and you go into her spring, because you go in and you get out as once you came. Sort of deal for her. She's kind of
Oh, okay.
mythic like that. She likes that
So-
mysticism.
So no swimsuits, no towels, just...
I've never talked her into a towel, but I mean, she's basically like, my place, my rules. Leave your weapons and gear
Fair enough.
there.
Yeah, fair enough.
I feel like the
They
males
just
would have a
grab.
harder time.
It was. I mean, I didn't really stay the first time. I will be honest. I just kind of was like, it's nice to meet you. I will see you maybe again sometime. I'm not one to shy away from, but and I just met her, so.
Fair. Yeah, sure. It's amazing, and the males will get all shy and flustered, and some of them will be like, maybe next time.
But she's a
women will probably-
voluptuous, water, translucent, with really piercing eyes, okay, who said get undressed, and it's like, I just met you?
Fair enough. I can see how that's a
Mhm.
little, makes things
Mhm.
awkward.
probably
She did
should
the
have
whole
explained
arm
first.
up and finger on the chin. She was just like, I think not. I was like, excuse me? Pardon me? She's like, nope, jacket, shirt, gloves off now, go. Do you want to be in the water? I was like, alright, what? Fair enough. But man, the water's... It wasn't cold, but it wasn't hot. And yet it felt slightly cool without being cold. It was comforting. If you wanted to. It's a walk, depending on if you want to or not. You can't use magic to get up top
I mean,
or fly. You can't really get to the top and drop yourself off.
oh, so she wouldn't let me skip the mountain walking part.
Mm,
with the
No.
She's, as I said, she's kind of the traveler's part of the journey,
Like, get there,
sort of
sick. No, you gotta
lady.
get down back to the bottom. You gotta walk up.
She would.
Yes.
You would get a nice slip and slide all the way back down, and then you can walk back up. It's only a few miles. It's not too bad. as long as you're relatively good shape.
I mean,
think
I
you'll
would,
be fine.
I would hope I'm in good shape after 200 years or so.
Unless you spent 100 of them doing nothing.
No, I most
I know
certainly
we do
didn't.
lots of paperwork, but we.
I did what I could to keep myself busy.
Considering you don't really do combat, so
Yeah.
you have to really do training. So I don't really know your physical capabilities.
They're there. They exist in a capacity.
Mm-hmm. Do you want we're not sparring, but do you want to do some aerobics training in the
I mean,
training room one day?
that might help. Especially considering,
Mhm.
I did
Few
hibernate
laps.
for a bit and feeling under the weather.
That'll
That
do
might
it.
might
Mhm.
help strengthen me back up.
Yeah, we'll do a few laps or something. And if the training room is boring, I do know a normal mountain area that I go to. I do magic training there because it's good old Earth where this is just simulated in the training room.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No, it's not the same, especially, when you can leave that room, come in here, and then see it. And then instantly remember, oh, I'm not down there right now.
Mm-hmm. I can feel it when I cast. It's a little more strain. But now that you're out and about, I'd like you to come down and get some fresh air, I guess.
Yeah, fresh air might be nice, considering how long I've been up here for now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you've probably been eating relatively whatever, so...
Yeah. Sometimes more than others.
If you're up for it.
That might be something, yeah.
Uh-huh. Alright, deal.
Sometimes I just
Get
eat
back
for
up and
one,
running on a regular regimen.
and then, other times I look at a family-sized box of food and say, that's all for me.
25 chicken nuggets, isn't that what you were doing?
It was two boxes of 25 chicken nuggets.
Doctor, and you said
Sounds
I
good.
had bad habits.
I mean, to be
Sometimes
fair, she
I
still
just
looks
get
amazing, so
excessively hungry. It's complicated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming her metabolism might be a little different.
Maybe just a little bit.
I have no clue. I'm not medical, so I don't know. I'm just going off of what I've seen the last month and a half.
Sorry for being forward. She's eaten 2 boxes of chicken nuggets, but she still looks amazing. So I think her metabolism is a little different.
Meanwhile, me in the training room for 4.5 hours most days. Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes I have the internal struggle of, do I want to eat the fish raw or do I want to cook the fish? And then I just have it both ways.
Oh, right, there's that weird thing called sushi.
Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm a
I don't
carnivore,
know.
and I still don't understand why people eat raw meat.
I don't know how I would give having to not really physical, I guess, and yet still maintain strength. You still wanted to go through a little bit of magic training, didn't you? At least
Yeah, that
basics.
might be something to look into still, yes.
Eventually.
The only thing I can offer is weapons training.
Yes,
She's a doctor.
exactly.
Yeah,
She'll throw a pen at
exactly.
you.
Yeah, I'll throw a pen, perhaps, a book. Not a phone book, though.
No, it's fine. I've learned better. I've said one too many things, and BB's thrown a book at me. It's fine. I'm bad at socializing sometimes. And words form and head come out as nice chest BB. I mean shirt. And then a book flies at me.
You're a psychiatrist?
Well, I'm a psychiatrist and a therapist.
Oh, okay.
And hence the multiple doctorates.
Which? Yes. You're
Well,
good
those-
with helping
well, there's-
people with the
Like
mind,
some
so
of us
that
need both.
Yes. Well, there's technically three. There's psychologists, psychiatrists, and therapists. Two of them can help you figure out what's wrong. Only one of them can prescribe you medication to try and help you.
I don't think I'm up at
that can
both
be
yet.
your weapon
Hold on.
too. You can do mental damage.
I'm there to
That's
fix the
Juniper's
mental
job,
damage.
if you've seen her.
I'm there to fix the mental damage, not cause more of it.
There you go. That's how you can defeat an enemy. Come on, you need time to talk. Come on.
Exactly. I just give them. I sit them down. We have a nice one-on-one. We
Yeah,
talk
unless
out their
I'm on a mission
problems.
To get rid of a leader of an enemy faction, I'm not gonna send any of the fighters. I'm just gonna send one doctor. She'll talk him down.
Now just have this image of there's this battlefield going on, and then you're just in the middle with this table and two beanbags, just talking to one of the soldiers.
Yes.
So what do you see yourself in 2 years after this whole war is over, sort of deal?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
What do you want to do beforehand?
Yeah, what did you want to do beforehand?
Would be a baker.
What if I could tell you that where you saw yourself 2 years from now after this war is over is not really what you wanted to be doing. It's what you thought you might have wanted. But you could be doing so much more.
His response was for the cause. Understandable. Doctor, we can't rehabilitate summons. They don't have free will.
We rehabilitate the one that summoned them.
It is possible, but he's currently dying on the battlefield, so it'll be a little hard.
Fair enough.
But hey, it solved all the summons.
Yes. It solved all the summons, but, you know. Now we have paperwork.
But all that mental trauma of the battle.
Yeah, it's just more paperwork. And considering we do have requests for the agents to be deployed soon, you might have some work to do. Depending on what it entails.
Yes. You know, hopefully they'll come back and, you know, they won't need my services too much.
I would say Saya probably does need a little bit of a pep talk.
I think, you know, all of us need a bit of a pep talk at some point.
Fair enough. But I mean, recently, she just needs a little push.
Oh,
And then, of course,
I'm so
Dakota's
sorry
doing a
she's
lot better.
Yes.
I haven't seen Sakoto much.
She's been doing some training here and there. She's been going to the meat rack mostly in the mornings.
Yeah.
Yes,
Last
I've
couple
been
times
I've been
I've seen her, she
hearing
didn't say
her
hello,
door
so I'm
open
thinking
and
so.
close while I've been in my room. Well, we are
Unless it's
situated
the
next to
training
one
sessions.
another.
It's my room, then Sakoto's, then the doctor's.
Yes.
Yeah. Um,
Which I
Slightly
hear,
concerned
and then I
maybe?
don't hear yours, and I'm concerned after about 6 hours of nothing.
Look, I hibernated for about 15 of those days.
Yes, at least you took the waters I left.
Yes.
So, there's that. I get worried after a while. Now I know how BB feels sometimes.
I mean, I would occasionally come out. I would just wait till everyone's asleep and then just come out, do a bit of rummaging.
Yeah, so
You know,
does
find
Lady
something to
Crystal when
snack
she's
on.
lazy and wants to stay in her fox form. It's that little tiny blue fox that just zooms to the kitchen, grabs something, and zooms back out. She thinks nobody notices. But I've sat in there on the sofa watching her just bounce and bounce. It's like, all right, well, that's one way to not have to put clothing back on, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, to be shape shifting or covered in fur. I mean, technically, I could cover myself in stone, but I don't feel like that's. It would be more like a. It would be more like a museum statue suddenly moving around. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, that gets into the
It's just this stiff statue
yes.
just scratching across the floor.
I lift my feet up. I don't drag my feet. I don't walk
What do
with
they
my
call it?
heels.
SCPs, I think is what they're called. You're just that statue one that slides around.
It would be creepy. Give me ideas. Scary agents.
Yes.
I'm gonna sit on the railing one day.
Exactly.
You can
You
only
sit
move
somewhere,
whenever
wait for them
you-
to turn around, and then move.
That way, all
I
they
can sit
hear
on a
is the
flat
stone
stone. That
scraping
way I
on the
can
floor.
slightly float. So that way
Yes.
it doesn't make a noise.
Yes.
No, it's the stone scraping noise when they're not looking is what get them because
No,
they hear
because
scraping
then
and
they'll
they
turn
look
around
down and they get
faster.
closer.
Yeah, but they'll turn around
Well,
faster, and then they'll put
that
two and two
and,
together.
I'm pretty sure Miss Hybris would send the drones on me if I was to scratch up the floor.
Yes, probably.
It's fine, you can hover, but then you'd have two stones that just rub against each other, so then it sounds like you're moving.
True.
You rub your hands together.
Only because I remember I could, yeah. Leave a long trail of dirt, though. There was I know Konton, apparently after a mission he drug a giant rebar hammer through the main entryway without lifting it to his room. So it
goodness.
just left a giant scrape all the way from the teleporter entry all the way into his room. And then he tried to play it off like he didn't know what happened.
I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. What the
To which
scrape
Miss
leads
Hybris
right to your
replayed
hammer.
the footage. And then rewound it, and then replayed it, and then rewound it, and then replayed it. Said Konton, it's coming out of your pay.
Oh no.
It's fine, he never spends his money apparently. Except for the Pop-Tarts and the... yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same at the moment. I get paid by the Lotus, but I never spend anything because I just mostly make what I want.
Fair enough.
Yes.
It's convenient when you can turn a rock into a meal.
Very dense
Do you still get
calories.
some nutrients out of that?
Oh, I need. I shouldn't say a rock. As long as maybe if there's some. I don't know, Wayne. No, I can do a rock. It's just not as
what?
good as using biomass. Yes, I can turn a rock into different things. Cause I break it. Because we take a material, we break it down to the molecular level, and then reconstruct it to what we want.
Interesting.
That's why I have matter tanks on my ship. 'Cause they're just filled with matter to turn into stuff.
I mean, it's almost like chemistry. I once read a paper on someone that turned gloves into hot sauce. But then they also took those same gloves and turned it into grape soda.
What?
Yeah, it was confusing to say the least, but I mean,
I wouldn't begin to understand how that works. But then again, I can purify water with a spell, so...
My way just makes sense, because I can literally give you the paperwork that shows it. You might not be able to understand all the meetings because it's all technical data, but it's there. Mana, it's just like it comes from the weave.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, theirs was chemistry, so it's like, I mean, I guess, you know,
Yeah.
like when I was younger, chemistry was sort of magical in a sense.
If it makes you feel better, you are young.
Well, yeah,
You're young in Anubian years.
yes.
You're a little younger than I am, so.
We're technically not the same age, but are by maybe a year.
Age.
Ish.
Age doesn't quite matter. You still
Give
look
it.
amazing.
Yes.
You're still wonderful. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Looks-wise.
After a certain point, you kind of just stop caring.
You
I mean,
still have your beauty.
Stop caring what? As in, like, you're just like, I'm just gonna look like this, so there's no point in trying, sort of deal?
No,
Or-
it's just like, oh, I've had, my birthday again for the, 176th time. It's just like, well, I don't really
Oh,
care
okay.
anymore. It's just, another day.
Another day, nothing really changes. So
Exactly.
I mean, have you noticed anything? Like the hair does it grow? Just keeps growing longer
mean,
and longer until you cut it?
Yeah, it grows until I cut it.
Mm.
But like, my face hasn't changed in, since I woke up that one day.
I guess slightly. A lot of people would be jealous of that in a sense. Just kind of, you just stop the aging process right there, right at the peak.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I said before, Amber's, I guess, a bit of a fitting name. Like one of those bugs trapped in amber. Forever frozen in that one time.
Except you get to move around and they don't.
Yes, except I get to move around and no one's putting a drill anywhere near me.
So it stays like that.
Yeah.
You're free to experience the world and
Yes, experience the world and all of its goods and its bads. And everything in
Yeah.
between.
there are bads, but there are still goods. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah, I
you'll
don't know
meet
where
somebody
I'd
someday.
be yet.
Did you? Because I think last we talked, we mentioned about getting you doing a medical exam to see if like your DNA was manipulated or anything.
Yeah, and then I got sick. And then I hibernated. And then I just became a recluse in my room.
So the test results might have been skewed with her being sick. So
Yes.
now that you're all
If
better,
she had time
once-
to do it.
Yeah. Well, one Conto's here, or BB's feeling better if you want to get blood drawn from either of them.
Yes, that might be an idea. Now that I'm
Probably, yes,
better.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I don't know. It feels a bit odd saying it, but I'm also kind of curious.
I mean, I don't know either. I haven't been to a doctor in well over 100 years.
I was gonna say, do you not get sick, but you do.
I do get sick, but
Yeah. I mean, that was for an injury,
Bounce
wasn't
back.
it? I'm
yeah, I
assuming.
usually bounce back. I mean, usually it's never really for an injury. It's usually because someone has forced me to.
As we will,
From
if you
like an
decide to
illness or
just
something.
work for 6 days straight.
Yes.
As I expected others to yell at me about.
You know, it's not exactly healthy to work for 6 days straight.
I took breaks.
Yes, but you need more than just, breaks. You need time to relax and unwind for long enough.
Mental days off.
Yes.
I get that now, yes. The sleeping bag in the office is not allowed.
I could spend all week sitting on my ship staring at the progress of my station, but I'm not going to do that because it's boring. It leaves me time to think. So, I'd rather go speak with people and interact with others.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten in that habit now. It's nice, I guess.
What a shame. You are used to speaking with others. You can no longer be trapped in your office by yourself.
I do get a little stir crazy, but it's nice having other people there. Ion and Ethereal usually stay in the crafting stations, so after Amber walking in and out sometimes kills the monotony of staring at the screen and writing stuff down.
Yes.
So I appreciate you always walking around.
Yes. I'll be around a lot more now
It's
that I'm
been-
feeling better. So
It's been very quiet without you. I've missed you a bit, so you've grown on me in a very quick week or two.
yes, I'm hoping that everyone else will grow to enjoy my company. Rather than just, oh, it's the therapist. And then, somehow make an excuse to go off and do something else.
Everybody what you did to me and trap me into a room, and then start spouting phrases that were very misconstrued until I realized what the intent was. Miss locks me in my office.
Yes, can you
I mean,
help
it's
me with
our
this?
office.
Yeah, sure, click.
It's
Sit
our
down.
office.
You're technically right, but at the time I was given the tour.
Yes. At that point, it was still your office.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why everybody would have an issue, or why everyone has a tough time. It's like, I wouldn't mind talking with you, I just have no idea where to start.
I mean, progress is being made. We had someone who used to run away from me, and now they're making appointments with me. Progress will be made with the rest of them eventually.
Oh, no. Actually, I think it'd go better because you'd be asking me questions.
Perhaps, yeah, exactly.
Because I'm not the one asking things which my brain refuses to. So,
Just prepared
no,
to
actually, first you
think
can-
and actually reach conclusions, which I have. Which I don't know if I completely like all the way, but it's a start.
That is one issue I have. I don't like definites because it's all. Cause I always think situational. It's like, yeah, I could do this, but what if the situation is like this? Then I'd have to do this, and then. So I don't like giving a definite yes, I can do that, or no, I can't do that, because it all depends on certain.
That
Yes.
too, but then she asks questions. Once I find the answer, I think she can pretty much tell without me having to say it.
I have had,
Answers that I
a
don't
few
talk about,
hundred
but-
years of being able to practice this.
Yes, I get it.
And,
You're
a
not
couple
the first
hundred
rodeo.
years of people watching. You
Mhm.
start to pick up on patterns.
Which starts to think of is, man, there's people with patterns like me. It's kind of sad in a sense, but then I realized that I said that, and I'm like, wow, I'm sad. Is that right thought process? To do?
I mean, you don't have
I
to be
guess.
you don't have to be sad about it. It just means that there are more people
Not
out
alone.
there that are similar to you. And how you carry yourself and how you think
Not
about the
alone.
world
I
and
went through
things like that.
I guess.
It's
sad to think
exactly,
that,
but it's
yeah,
the way of
some
thinking.
people
You're
went
not
through the same thing.
alone. Is the best way to put it. So yes, you would be correct there.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, I don't think there's been a point where she's been wrong, honestly.
I mean, I can always be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times. There are people that I've tried to help that have failed miserably. Nobody's perfect.
I don't know if I guess it depends on viewpoint. At least me personally, I don't. It's like, I know I have issues, but I don't feel like I need help with them. Because I feel like I don't need help because I know my issues.
It's fair, yeah.
I feel like there's no helping. There's no helping the issue.
There may not be any
I don't know how
helping
to
the
cope with it.
issue, but it could lead to a better understanding of the issue. And lead to more ways to, to cope with it, to manage with it.
Yeah. Which I think about it, I'm just like, I can't picture of other ways that, well, I can, but those are obviously ways that I already know, because, yeah, so,
And
That's
as
why I'm
much
kinda
as I would
curious
like to
and-
continue that, I do have to go and finish some things. I gotta go down to the planet and scope out an area for the agents.
Yes. Yeah, that's probably important.
More like one agent in particular. He has some training to get through, and I just want to make sure the area is good enough for his
Yes.
expertise at the moment. So, but I'll be back up in a few hours. I'll be in the office.
Yes. I mean, I'll
I
probably
don't
be
really have
going
much
back
to
to my
do, so I'll
room
probably just be.
just to rest some more.
You do that. If you need anything, just let me know.
Of
and
course.
I'll pick it up since I'll be down there. If you want anything in particular.
Ooh.
Like some ice cream or something.
Yes, I was thinking an ice cream or a smoothie would be nice.
Alright. I could go for a smoothie, I'll get one too. Are you gonna be hanging around or are you heading back to your ship?
I'm probably gonna head back. I got some stuff I need to do.
Alright.
I just need to leave that message for
Rest
Hybris.
of your night.
Yes.
So,
Oh yeah, if you're gonna leave that message, that's definitely important. Don't forget that.
well, I'm just leaving it as just because I am moving my ship this week, so I should
Oh,
let her
right,
know.
yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I did let her know, but it'd be good enough to give her a secondary reminder of when and time frame, because I didn't have that
Yeah.
information.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
because
I'll see you later, and then
Yes.
still up for the small hike in the morning through the
Yeah, that sounds.
mountain area.
Yes,
See you in the morning then,
of course.
and I'll see you later, whenever that's around.
tomorrow,
Have a good rest of your night.
sometime. Have a lovely night. Okay, as I was gonna say, as much as I feel like I already know my position, I still would like some time to talk with you because it would be another point of view, and I'm curious.
Yes. I mean, what's that saying? 2 heads are better than 1.
Yeah. There's not. Well, obviously, I've spoken with some people, but it's always, I've never. They never really asked questions, so there's never really any specific thing that was
Right.
stated.
And
So,
no, what is it? No progressive sort of discourse happening.
yeah, it was more of a sharing of information more than trying to find a
Yes.
solution or something, I guess. So it's something I'm curious about, and I don't want to waste your time with with it, even though I know you're kind of busy, but kind of not, sort of deal.
Exactly. I mean, I have to wait for some of them to warm up to me before they'll even, even take the chance of actually having a session.
Fair. I warm up to. I'm a good judge of character. I feel like. So. First day after like, I guess in a way you were observing everyone your first day, but I always observe everybody I first met as well, so I could tell that you're a decent person. So.
Yes.
'Cause I don't go around just spouting, oh, woe is me kind of stuff to just anybody and everybody. It's like, if it comes up in conversation, I will state it. It's like, I'm not trying to ruin the mood with my people's wonderful, sparkling history. If the topic is that is what I will say.
Which is reasonable, yeah.
It's someday. I definitely would like to chat. I'd say today, but you definitely need more rest, and I need to go do some stuff as well, so.
Yes. No. Being sick and having to recover for as long as I have, it's left me weaker than I would have liked.
Well, apparently there's pizza over there, so go get some pizza and then...
Yes, I may save the pizza for later.
Steal like a box.
Yeah, I may have a nap first and then pizza later.
It sounds like a good plan.
Or wait till Hezekiah's back with the smoothies and then have pizza and smoothie.
It sounds like a wonderful idea. If you're heading back to your room, I guess we're kind of going in the same direction. So.
Yeah, we'll be going in the same direction, at least for a little bit.
Well, it seems the goodbye goes in the same direction.
Yes, the goodbye does go in the same direction.
Hopefully in time people will warm up.
Yes, that's my hope.
Or people are, what's the word? Stubborn.
Yeah, they can be stubborn, slow to change.
Yeah. Slow to trust.
Yes.
When it's not really needed. You have a lovely night.
You as well.
Wonderful seeing you again.
Always.
I hope you get all up to 100%.
Yes, I do as well. I mean, I've definitely been eating more and, been sort of, antsy towards, getting out of my room more. So I'm taking those as good signs that I'm slowly getting back to normal.
Yeah. That's a good sign. It means the body's like, okay, we need to do stuff to kick the body into,
Yes.
actually being alive.
Yes, it wants to be active again, which is a good sign.
Just don't push yourself. I don't want you to get sick again.
Yes, I don't want to get sick again either, which is why I'm playing it safe.
Once again, have a lovely night. And
You
hope to
as
see
well.
again soon.
Yes. I am not gonna get used to these at all. Yeah, no. Maybe I'll wait till I'm a little bit better before I do that again. Twice is enough. Rest will be good. In the smoothie, and it doesn't really matter what kind Hezekiah brings back. Any of them will be good at this point. Ugh. You know, at least I'm feeling better.